message so I know exactly what I'm looking at here.
Your computer?
Huh, right, yeah.
We are going in. Then we do this, right? Suppose you should let people in Ted the Expeditioner know that we're... People know in my Discord if people are doing things. If yes, people know that we'll play it. And Twitter. Please don't tell me I misspelled that. I did not. Oh, holy crap. I know what I missed completely. This is going to be relevant for a particular character. I might need to tell you the star date and title. That may be relevant. I mean, people at home can see it, but you guys can't see it yet, 'cause I haven't told you. Well, you can see the title.
Yeah.
Stardate. Plot.
Stardate. I am exists.
It's a David Lynch directed episode.
Shade.
Oh, right. Them. Hello, everyone. I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and we are today playing another episode of Halanak Station, a Star Trek adventure, a TTRPG tale, as it were. And yes, we are about to start, and I believe I will ask for a executive officer's log, since he knows more about what's happened, and our captain is joining us again today. So, this is a 3-threat game, though. This is probably like, this log is happening after you're like heading out, you're updating the computer about what's happened so far, and you're just kind of waiting outside the office for the captain to be ready to go.
It's like, this is what he was typing just
Yeah.
before the captain summoned him away. He's like, yeah, okay.
Like, better put in the log real quick, because, you know, I know something else is probably going to happen.
My weird foresight tells me that this is... yes. Executive Officer's Log, Stardate 60545-5. We have reasonably just concluded a investigation and recovery of a independent Starfleet, or independent civilian Federation vessel. It has been recovered from a system that is presented as being occupied by a species that we had not yet encountered. A species capable of projecting both vessels and energy-based attacks into the system space. First contact protocols were observed and followed with a moderate degree of success. A understandably irritated people who believe they've been intruded upon did not wish to have further contact established. That said, enough is starting to trouble at the back of my mind that I am certain this is some form of diversion, distraction, or decoy used to cover an intelligence operation of Klingon, or perhaps more regrettably Romulan, design. End log.
to the Da Vinci Captain's Ready Room. Before as Relif is getting his log together, Captain Throlic, during this time, while you were in system, there were some things that you were called away with an urgent ping from Starfleet Command, which had an eyes-only tag to it. So basically, you have to leave your current mission to your executive officer. And if he absolutely positively needs you, he could always grab you and yank you out. But he didn't really need to do that quite yet. But you read a report that informs you of a Priority 1 Starfleet Command bulletin that it's very formal. It is fairly long because there's a lot of legal trappings that need to be observed when giving this kind of order to ensure that it isn't fake and that it is in fact legal. So basically, by the summary of this rather long document that Throlic reads through, is that you are currently empowered by the Admiral of the Shackleton Fleet Operations. So not the person, basically Grennan and Penn's boss.
Yeah.
I believe...
Not the Admiral above me, or the Admiral above him. The Admiral above him!
You're authorized by their Starfleet Security Branch, as advised by Starfleet Intelligence, under warrants, authorized by the Federation Security Council, that you are to secure Halanak Station from the command of Rear Admiral Pend, as it is currently believed by Starfleet Security that he is currently compromised by a hostile agent. The Halanak Station has been shut down remotely, but they don't know how long that's going to last. They have informed the local authorities, the local harmonizer, that something's wrong, but they haven't... The Admiral doesn't know him, and doesn't know the local situation as well as you do. So he's leaving it to you. He's giving you the mission of Priority 1, you need to deal with this. You need to get there and try to secure it. And if you can't, you need to tell us what you can, and we can start mobilizing other fleets to retake Halanak Station. Also, you're advised that Narendra Station was recently attacked. This is not something to be widely publicized to civilian populaces, but Narendra Station was attacked due to a rather complicated attempt to rescue a person of a Queen Benezia from arrest. That battle has since come and gone. You are excused for not attending to the distress call because the call was muffled. You didn't know. There was no way for you to know that anything was wrong. So they're letting you know if anyone complains, don't worry, the Admiralty knows that you couldn't have possibly known. And that they also detail that's why they didn't tell you about the breach, because according to Starfleet Intelligence, they were able to put together that something was wrong. There are several reports that Halanak Station hasn't been reporting in to the wider fleet, that certain reports haven't been updated, that certain files are getting to them, and they've learned that through travelers that have been passing through Halanak Station that are talking about stuff, but for some reason Halanak Station isn't telling them.
Okay. Do I get from this information whether or not Starfleet wants the Da Vinci's logs be forwarded? Because as I understand it, those would normally be packaged with Halanak Station's reports.
Yes,
but I could potentially send those. Yeah,
and there's more documents saying they want your logs, because technically the chain of command is supposed to go to your admiral, then to him, sort of thing. Like, there's supposed to be a chain.
Exactly.
Like, I'm authorizing you to skip that step because that link in the chain is broken currently.
Yeah, it's like, bypass chain of command, do this, send me your stuff. We need all the information.
Because we need to know what we're missing.
Yeah.
What haven't we been told?
So I'd like to start the process of getting those logs packaged off for a subspace burst 2 command.
Give me.
When...
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's fine.
Control command difficulty 2, assisted by computers command.
All right. Is there an admiral focus coming through with these orders?
The admiral's focus coming from the admiral is going to be he would give you internal security because he wants to secure the station. So actually, that's for everybody. Once you pass on your orders, internal security becomes the new.
Then I would like
focus.
to try for a focus in internal security for this.
Yep.
All right. One threat for third die. Ship. First command. All right, we gain 1 off that.
Anything else you want to do before you summon Centurion Ryloff? Because there is a point, now that you've read through the orders, you do have a fair amount of time where you were probably doing paperwork and reading through things. For like, okay, now that I know exactly what I'm doing, I now need to talk to my XO and brief them on what I want to do.
Yeah, do I have any more details on how security believes, or how intelligence believes that the Admiral was compromised?
Reason security, difficulty of 1, assisted by computer security. Because they do addend a bunch of intelligence logs. It's like, I'll be here all day reading these. Let's skim through them a bit and find out what the top points are.
Strategy and tactics focus?
Yep.
Or internal security?
Strategy and tactics is more applicable.
Let's see if we generate. Sorry, was the assist there computer security?
Yep. It's diff 1 because they try to make it as easy for you to read as possible.
Yep. All right. Generate 1 off of that.
Oh, jeez, I didn't see the rolls for a second. They did pop up. I just zoned. Sorry. It is believed that someone among the Admiralty staff, they don't believe Pend is doing anything. This doesn't feel like a Pend ploy. Plus his record, and just to be thorough, they double checked and rechecked him and all that. But it's like, no. Pend doesn't do it this way. That's not his strategy anymore. Well, no, even in the old days, he would handle it differently.
Pend has a whole different kind of fuckery.
Yeah,
this is the right kind of sabotage.
But they've narrowed it down. It has to be someone in his Admiralty. They also checked you and your crew to be thorough. And it's like, no, they don't. And just to satisfy certain people in the Security Council, no, it wasn't either of the Romulans. They're very certain of that. Well, any of the 3 Romulan naval officers, like, no, this isn't a Romulan strategy. This doesn't make sense. They wouldn't do it this way. They would give like false reports. They would fill in gaps with something. This has visible gaps somewhere, so it's a little more amateur hour.
So what you're saying is it's a Romulan plot done by Romulans smart enough to disguise themselves, make themselves look less like targets?
That is one of the reports that are on there. Just that it might be them, but the rest of the council's like, it's not them. But just for completeness' sake, this is what someone said. You know.
Except on Halanak Station, they don't have to disguise themselves.
But they do believe it's among the Admiralty staff. That's the amount of cover and manipulation of orders and logs requires a high level of access. So it'd have to be strategic operations, intelligence officer, the person after admiral, adjunct. So that level of, and it could be, although it normally might be someone like a fleet liaison, except the Romulan fleet liaisons, one's on your ship, and he doesn't have that level of access to reporting to Starfleet, and the other one also doesn't have that access. If there was the Klingon liaison, they'd be like, maybe he did something, but it's like we don't have one, so the person who would have that access doesn't have. The people who could theoretically have it don't have it, so it has to be Admiralty staff. Someone in the Admiralty staff has to have done it. They just don't know who yet. Which is why they just go secure it and then secure the whole station, get it locked down, and then we can start interviewing people. Because right now they've locked it down just because that level of power over a station is too much. And even locking down just the Starfleet bits, the rest of the station can still function. And by alerting the harmonizer, they can keep order. That does mean the station
was the next thing I was going to ask about.
You are authorized to brief him more at your discretion. They just gave him a basic alert. Because it's one of those, we don't know how much you trust him to know what you know, so we don't want to mess with that.
Well, it's also a question of if someone has that kind of access, can I securely communicate with the harmonizer?
That's the other part of it, yeah.
But they already alerted him, so presumably he already knows the gist of what happened.
Right.
He knows a lockdown's happened, so it's one of those. They don't know why.
Oh, okay. They just said there's a lockdown. Enforce it and didn't say why.
Yeah, they said there's that the Starfleet section is locked down, given certain security, a Starfleet security issue.
Just the Starfleet segment.
Yeah.
Do the harmonizers have enforcement power over the Starfleet segment, or is that maintained by Starfleet?
By the treaty, Starfleet's supposed to deal with it, but in practice, the harmonizer local enforcement might get involved anyway, and Starfleet goes, well, you didn't steal any of our stuff, so we don't technically care. By treaty, you technically broke the rule, but we're not going to yell at you about it. You'll save our necks.
Okay. I didn't know if we were infringing on his authority. Okay.
All right. Well, with all that, I think, I'll have Rylov come in, because two heads are better than one and all that.
The door chimes as he arrives.
Enter.
Step in, wait for the door to close. Captain.
Enter in. What's the mission status?
The initial goal has been relatively achieved, but it seems very likely that there is a larger deception at play, and I did play into it before realizing.
Right.
It is likely a foreign intelligence effort, going through great lengths to disguise itself. However, the civilian ship has been recovered, as has its crew.
Good. You'll have to brief me on further complications en route. We're returning to station. Some Priority 1 orders from Starfleet Command. Here, I'll start handing over a couple pads.
Probably step over to stop
Yeah.
looking.
Short version, someone on Penn's command staff is compromised. Starfleet area of the station's in lockdown, and our orders are to go in and secure the station.
A concerning prospect.
Agreed. I'd like to go over this and see if, given our familiarity with Penn staff, we can make some connections that Starfleet intelligence hasn't. Maybe narrow down who we're expecting to be tackling when we go in there. We're tackling everybody, but, who do we expect to shoot back more aggressively?
To an extent, I can agree with that. But again, or rather, with the recent change of crew, I don't even know all of the Da Vinci's personnel yet.
It's a complicating factor for sure.
Very well, Captain. Our current heading has us going towards Halanak as it is.
Right. What's our estimated time of arrival?
Whatever towing speed we were going at would have it.
Cool, yeah. Like, it might be we're dropping this and jumping there.
Did I lose it?
We're like,
Oh,
You're
there it
asking
that
how
far
far away
down.
from the station we are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know the answer, but I haven't been asked. I think I know the answer.
I think the GM's trying to figure it out.
is. 9 points. Each sheet of warp. Here. You're currently about 3 days away.
Alright. Well, Commander Haifa will be happy. Let's secure what we're doing here, then prepare for quantum slipstream jump.
Would we be leaving some engineers with the civilian vessel?
I think we should.
Commander Haifa does believe it is recoverable.
Then yes, let's leave a team and a shuttlecraft behind. They have some amount of support.
Understood. I will pass on that instruction when we are done here.
Right. And I imagine it's a decent chunk more of the two of them going over plans. But that's all I have, I think.
Which is what, trying to isolate which of Penn's station crew are likely to be aggressively resisting.
Yeah.
If you two can give me a roll of reason security. Sorry, incomplete information. Insight security. No, you have their logs. Reason or insight, because I'm split. Reason or insight plus security. Difficulty of 3.
All right. You want to lead this one, and I'll assist you.
Oh, I apologize. It's opposed. That's my bad. Sorry. I need to spend
Mhm.
resources for this roll.
Oh
Uh-huh.
boy. Yeah, I've got a
Fun.
insight or reason are both 9s and security 4.
Yeah. I'll have one higher than you, but I will help more by assisting. So.
That is also fair. I mean, we have internal security or a precautions focus.
What was it again? Sorry.
Internal security or precautions as a focus.
I'll take internal security.
Um, I'm trying to sell myself on it. I'm not even entirely sure.
I love
I'm
this
sitting
one
here
where it's
looking at it like,
can I justify it to myself before I start talking
Yeah.
about it?
well, it's the wary talent, and it's like to detect an enemy or a hazard, but it's like we're not regarding them as an enemy, just someone that might be operating under different instructions.
Well,
Which I'm like, that's a threat. Depends how stringy to the wording you want to be.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Because you're trying to spot the threat from among the non-threats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 and 4. Not a complication range of 2. Yet.
yeah, exactly.
And you know what? Because I have it, and I haven't used it in a long, long while. Starcross, double the focus range.
Oh, okay.
Oh my lord. Well, I mean, that
Well-
makes all 3 of those crits.
Yeah, and
Yep.
you have a reroll from me.
I have 3 rerolls as it stands.
Yes, like, you know.
That is also a crit. Do I fish?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, that one's just
Nice.
normally a crit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That was a really
9,
good
10,
Starcross,
11.
actually.
Yeah.
Plus 12.
Yep. Uh-huh. So, 12.
Oh, wait. I have a reroll, but it's not going to matter. Plus, that's still pretty good. I got 7.
Yeah, no, that is pretty good,
Gain
That
5.
is, yeah. 5 plus float.
actually.
You are able to of the people on the Admiralty staff, a lot of them are people that Penn himself would have checked out and verified, and planting an intelligence operative among him, it would be insanely hard because he has too many connections in the Admiralty. He has too much personal experience with it. That it's, and being a veteran of the Dominion War, even a late stage one, it's like there's a lot of things that make it getting into his inner circle very difficult. However, there is one glaring weak point.
Mm-hmm.
Fiance. Yeah.
Like, I think we knew that. We just needed our characters to know that.
Well, Kovic knows.
Yeah, and you actually notice that there's a log that among Kovic's harmonizer logs, because you guys have access to this part, and this is something that even Starfleet Intelligence didn't have. And you guys would have been told that because he probably would have shared it with just in the security pool of, hey, by the way, here's some stuff I found out. Okay, and here's a million other things I found out because I'm a harmonizer on a space station. But one of the things he noted was during the rescue that she had a different quantum signature.
Right. Yep.
Well, she had the same quantum signature as like Kovic and the people with him from this reality, not the same as like Pind and others of his crew.
Right, and she should have a different one than this universe. Because she was on the ship when it did the jump.
All right. So, yeah, having read that, I think I now have some ideas.
Anything
What
you want to do
don't
with that
now?
float, or it goes away?
Do you have any questions?
I mean, there's a connection that I'm making here that I don't know if we're making, or is actually a legitimate connection or not, but we've had an uptick in Orion Syndicate activities at the same time, which is a recent
Well.
discovery, and I don't know if that report would have reached us.
Well, you guys were still around when the Orion was found hiding in the wall of those tiny ships, weren't you?
Yeah, I was meaning last episode that there was specifically a different connection made by
Oh, right. Yeah.
your little gaggle. The only way I could see that reasonably having reached us would be through Rilan, because his comm badge.
Or Sayrana.
Or Sayrana. I was thinking specifically harmonizers. And Kovic's not. No, Kovic's not touching the harmonizers, so that narrows that out actually.
I could reasonably say you'd be aware of that because that's something he could report.
Well,
Like,
I was going to say, I have a quantum entanglement badge, and we are specifically on the lookout for mysterious cloaked vessels operating in this area. So I think it's likely if I talked to Kovic at any point in the past week, we would have talked about the fact that they could theoretically be the Orion or part of the increase in Orion activity out here. Like that seems like a logical connection to possibly think about. That I think you would have shared it.
Yeah, and I think it's reasonable because Seirana is the exo of the station, so it's like you be looped in with station matters because he's a harmonizer for your government.
Fair enough. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't connecting information that I didn't technically have.
That's 100% fair.
Potentially, so we could look at anyone who might have not even specifically connections to, but reasons to be extorted by people who might be used by the syndicate. Thank you.
That could probably be useful.
Because that is one of their playbooks, is find something to leverage. So what personnel aboard might be leverageable?
That's your query?
Yes. Or how many personnel? Which seems like a responsibly Romulan query to make.
Actually. For crew support worth of possibly compromised personnel on station. So it's your max is effectively 4 lower because of that, because you now have people who you don't know are verifiable until you verify them and make sure they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fun.
And I'll highlight this as suspicion. You don't have hard evidence. It's just you have healthy suspicion at the moment.
Yeah.
Not enough for a Federation court, in other words.
Yep. But enough you might want to be careful that the minute you start dipping into that pool, I might start doing rolls over here. So.
Right. Okay. You know, because it's still somewhat fresh in Tarlik's mind from when this happened, or when something similar happened on the Achilles. I'd like to see if there's any evidence of anyone being compromised similarly on board the Da Vinci.
How about just 2 that's not the case?
Or let's do that. Let's do that. 2, that there hasn't been time for that influence to spread to the Da Vinci.
I mean, I support this, and I don't mean to play devil's advocate, but can we make an advantage like that when we don't even know what the influence is?
I'll grab 2 momentum away from you for that.
Okay.
All right. I'm sure this won't hurt us later.
As the thing that you're both able to verify is that although you have a lot of new crew aboard, that those moves weren't controlled by the Admiralty in particular. That was stuff that Thralik and Ryloff did. So you verified a lot of these people yourself, and a lot of them were crew that you already knew about, like from the 10th Expeditionary in general, and Tiger Squadron even. Like they got priority to your guys because you already knew their records. And some of them were like, hey, I loved serving on the Kismet, but, I always wanted to change this. And here, there's an opening. You guys mind? Like, oh, sure. Heck, I worked with you before.
Yeah. I was an engineer on the Maxwell Planck. I'm going to vet you a little bit first. You're crazy.
Oh, don't worry. I'm in the research division. Okay, I'm less worried, but Haifa's going to look over your log is going to want to look over your log real quick.
Yeah. Did you work on implementing the warp system that could kill everyone on board?
Come on, we only had like 2 containment, near containment breaches. That's better than a record of 5.
Yeah. All right.
You can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs, and you can't invent faster ways of transit without killing everyone involved at least once or twice.
Fine. You just do a causality reset. Everything's fine. I'd like to call a senior staff meeting. Then.
Your staff meeting. The set we've used this once or twice. Actually, I take.
We've used it a couple times. Yeah.
Haifa, who do you leave the bridge to while you're at the meeting?
Here's a important philosophical question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are people with no feet trustworthy to put in command of a starship?
IDIC, I would say yes.
Okay. Then Instant Mila can have her short day in the sun.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
See,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
she
that
can
Mila's
fly the-
evil, it's that the implanted feet are evil.
Right. No,
Right, of course.
she's a
Now-
Xenite miter. She's been waiting. Her family was Xenite miter. She's been waiting for decades for a chance at revenge against the Ardanian cloud people.
Well, that's
Uh-huh.
just it. That's just
Should-
it. For the first time in her life, there's no one above her. She's in command of the ship. She has to stand on her own 2 feet.
Get away with you!
Oh no!
Get away with you!
Oh,
Oh no!
well, I guess if the shoe fits.
God damn it! Senior staff meeting. You're sitting in a chair. The camera's zooming around. There's like lens flare because we don't know how to do film.
Yeah. Oh no, there's no room for tactical. That's funny. Oh well,
What are you talking about? Tactical's right there.
that's my XO.
Same difference.
Ha.
No.
He's
Look, I
busy
know we have a
anyway.
proud lineage of security officers turned XOs, but it's not the same
Oh.
thing.
Who is your security person on the ship anyway?
Lieutenant Arias.
Where is he?
Like you can trust that guy. God.
I'll be right back. 1 moment.
Deltons, am I
Oh
right?
my god, Corbinian's gotta really go on a quest to find him, huh?
Yeah.
The actor, got into a big fight and went back to his trailer, and now the director has to go coach him back out.
Here, I can just do that. Right? Just. No. Won't let me. He won't let me. That's. Something. Oh, alright.
I'm guessing we're waiting for that lieutenant to arrive, or
The
We're waiting for
janitor-
Corbinian to arrive.
I'm
back.
back.
Ah.
me zoned out.
Who's your person? Arise there.
Stand awkwardly. Yeah, that sounds right.
I mean, he can have my chair. I don't really sit on things, and I'm clearly the guest here. So I guess, I'll just, squeeze in here.
Yeah.
I would say worm my way in here, but, Slimes and worms are different creatures.
Yeah. Don't be speciest about it, I guess.
Yeah, no matter how much solids get us confused, we are in fact different things.
I mean, if you ask the worms, they say they're solids, so.
Yeah, well, that's just it. That gets into the whole like anti invertebrate phobia. People look down on those without a backbone.
Yeah. There's Indian insectoids, they have great solidarity with that.
Great solidarity.
Uh-huh.
Be here all night. Your meeting.
All you endoskeletons are weird.
All right, everyone. Our current mission is going to be completed via a shuttlecraft delegation to the first light. Commander Haifa, I would like you to dispatch a team you believe you can trust to handle the towing of the first light back to Halanak Station. Our primary mission objective has become a Priority 1 communication from Starfleet Intelligence. Someone on the Admiral's command staff has been compromised. The Admiralty has not been getting reports from Halanak Station, and they want us to go in and take control of the Starfleet sections of Halanak Station until this situation can be sorted out. Continues talking, I don't know, brief everyone on the minutia of this that I don't know.
Insert everything that was just discussed previously. So
Exactly.
Don't discuss it again.
Exactly. And then, Commander, after you've dispatched a engineering team, I'd like you to make sure that the Da Vinci is ready for a quantum slipstream jump. We need to get back to Halanak Station immediately.
Very well. I mean, the ship's already ready. Nothing to verify, but
We can't leave until the shuttlecraft departs, because the shuttlecraft would never make it back to the ship.
no, the shuttlecraft is going with the first light. That's my understanding.
She's meaning we can't jump until the shuttlecraft is gone, because if we jump
That's
and then
what I was
send
trying
out the
to say.
shuttlecraft, it's
I mean, we can. The shuttlecraft just has to be hovering, I think, right? And then we jump, and it's still there.
Well, that
Yes.
I assume it's a
That
question
brings
of
up lots of
whether it's
questions.
gravitational well or not, or some
You just have to be
something like
very
that.
precise with the calculations.
let's not turn
Right.
a recovery into an experiment.
That's not. Lieutenant Captain, if you are willing, I'd like you to get into contact with the Harmonizer, Halanak Station, and relay this briefing to him. Your communication methods are much more secure than ours, and currently Starfleet infrastructure is not to be trusted on Halanak Station.
I must ask, however, how confident are we that the Captain Pent is not also corrupted or involved in this? I have come to know and trust Captain Pent, but the rest of you, or Admiral Pent, but you have all known him for much longer. However, it does not speak well to his command ability if someone truly has managed to worm their way in like this. Are we prepared for the possibility that he may have been involved in one way or another?
I do not believe that the Admiral has been compromised. However, moving on, our primary suspect for this, we do not have evidence as of yet, but the patterns of behavior fit, is the Admiral's fiancée, Commander Jaishu. We believe that she may not be the Commander Jaishu who the Admiral is familiar with, and instead one who is native to this universe.
Are you alleging that his significant other managed to perform espionage from right under his own nose without him noticing when she wasn't even the same woman that he fell in love with?
You have clearly never
Hold
been
on, I
in
was
love,
about to-
Lieutenant Captain.
About to say this. That's exactly what happened to Grinnin. That exact description, though.
Uh-huh. It is. True. We have a bad track record of admirals and their loved ones. Seems. Regardless of whether or not that's the case, it's something to be aware of, and I believe if the admiral was not aware that his fiancée had been replaced, some strange behavior would not necessarily be immediately amiss after a stressful recovery from a kidnapping.
Prolonged kidnapping.
Indeed.
Very well. I do not like to play the devil's advocate like this. I just thought it was worth raising the possibility. If you all maintain faith in Captain Penn or Admiral Penn, then I will remain faith. Secondarily, I must ask, what is our plan in regards to handling this person? What am I to inform the harmonizer of? Are we attempting to arrest them? Are we monitoring them? Are we going in loud or are we going in quiet?
We'll be going in loud, so to speak. We're moving in and taking control of Halanak Station from the current Starfleet control, which has been put on lockdown. That means that everyone involved in the Admiralty staff will be put in detention temporarily until the details of the situation can be sorted out, and will be returning to a normal operating structure for the station under my temporary command.
Ideally, the entire exchange is peaceful.
That
Forgive
is
me.
a large reason why we want the harmonizer to be aware of our plans.
Forgive me, Captain, but if you have no suspicions of Captain Pend, why are we or Admiral Pend, why are we removing him from command?
I said that I had no suspicions of Admiral Pend. I mentioned nothing about the procedures that must be gone through for the sake of Starfleet intelligence and security.
Right, yes, very well. But if that must be followed, I must remind you that you are not the next in line of command for the station. And this may be seen disfavorably that a Starfleet captain is attempting to take command of the station amongst many of the FIS officers. I must admit, I'm not sure how this will go down with the Steel Fleet as a whole.
Is the agreement not hold that a Starfleet officer will be in command of the station?
Insight Command difficulty 1, folks.
Yep. Insight Command.
This may be something your characters realize, but I
Yeah.
really say they may not know this.
Observation?
At comp increase.
Team dynamics, maybe?
Yeah, I'd take that.
Alright. I'll spend momentum.
You would.
I would, you're right. And I am.
You rolled nothing. You fail.
Oh. Challenge dice. I rolled no, not 0. It's very different, actually.
Yeah, null just means to void ate it.
Fun.
Oh my god.
Glad I bought a third die, you know.
That comps it.
I'll eat it.
The command of the station is shared between the Stellar Fleet, the various defensive fleets of the pre-information sphere, including the Stellar Fleet and also Starfleet. The particular chain of command includes the Lieutenant Captain of the Stars, Serana. So by division of command, Serana is the ranking officer of Halanak Station.
Okay.
Yeah, whether or not she becomes a new station commander is something that has to be agreed upon between Parliament and Starfleet Command. They have to figure out who the station commander is, if it isn't Penn. But in the interim, the executive officer is the one it falls to.
All right. In that case, actually, I think. Say, my apologies, Lieutenant Captain. I'm used to the procedures for this under a purely Starfleet-run station. I believe you're right in that command should fall to you. So my teams will be going in and securing the station so that you can assume command.
Yes, I do not care specifically for the honor here, for I do not think there is any real honor in the situation. I just did not want to cause a diplomatic incident. With that resolved,
I appreciate your insight.
With that resolved, I will reach out to Kovic shortly. Is there anything else you would like me to inform him?
I'll send you the specific details of our planned activity.
Very well.
I would stress that despite how much like a coup this sounds, it is not one.
Some of the other Starfleet officers kind of look over at Ryloth. Like,
not-
Arias and Tamina being a lot not used to him. They're like, huh? But Celik and Van are like, oh, okay, well, no, that's perfectly reasonable what he's saying.
Yeah, you get, like, a very curious glance from an eye stalk and, a very, like, unsure, look in her coloration pattern for a second.
Did we get handed out a copy of the orders?
Yeah.
Okay. With a glance and a stare over at Rylov, GM, can I perform a analysis of the transmission to verify as much as possible that it was sent by the proper authority?
Certainly can. Reason engineering, difficulty of 2, assisted by computer engineering.
Take a threat, focus in computers.
Yeah. On the dot. You go over the metadata and such to ensure that the subspace transmission was a genuine article, and you're able to verify that it did indeed come from it came through the Nord station through specific the few Starfleet buoys that are out here and the few Klingon buoys that are out here, and you're able to verify that chain makes sense. Because one of the ways you would screw it up if you were faking it, you would say a buoy exists that doesn't. It's like, well, I transmitted it through this buoy. You can't have. Why? There's nothing there.
Mm-hmm. A virtual private buoy?
Yeah.
Well, whatever we call the operation, we have to secure ops quickly, since we know there are Romulan fleets of varying loyalty who like to sneak up on unsuspecting space stations.
Agreed. We want minimal downtime for Halanak Station. Already, the lockdown of the Starfleet section is something that has not significantly impeded the operational capacity of Halanak Station as a governmental location, but could be one that could hamper it militarily.
Whatever it takes to keep the station safe and secure.
Actually, I should ask, Lieutenant Captain. I'm less familiar with FIS communication technology than perhaps I should be. Is it possible to use what you have available with you to have the harmonizer join us remotely?
That is a question I will have to ask the GM.
You're able to use yourself as a router, so you'd have him communicate to you, and then you would just transmit to the ship's systems.
Okay.
You could route him in.
Okay, so I will then, in that case, I did not realize I could do that.
I didn't realize that you might be able to do that either. I was like, wait, hold on.
I didn't even think about it. I was just like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably going to be like a whole thing. So, all right, I will attempt to connect Harmonizer Kovac to us, call him, and then route him through.
So we briefly cut over back to Halanak Station, where Kovac is. As the last we saw him, he was meeting with Sub Commander Varen Rule and Sub Lieutenant Telora, and now he got the message, and he got the message. The lockdown's happening. He's having his own meeting, and then he gets pinged a QEC from Lieutenant Captain of the Stars, Sayrana.
Fun.
So, question: are we in a new scene?
I think it's fair to say you are.
I know what you're doing.
So
Yeah.
I get the feeling you're going to ask me questions, aren't you?
Yep.
probably. But first, I'm going to give you one threat for the Constable superpower to create the advantage that there's a route into the locked-off Starfleet sections, which is level 6 and 7, that I know about, but Starfleet doesn't, because I've been the harmonizer of the station for a long time, and various criminals have been smuggling things between levels that entire time.
It's something that like we've secured it. We'll talk to the Starfleet security guy about it at some point, but it's fine. It's like, yes, but I know about it.
Right.
Yeah, you
right.
can do that totally.
It's not that I don't trust Starfleet or anything. That would not be the reason. But yeah, so that the advantage.
No,
of having
not at
your-
all.
yeah. Okay, and then we will give you an additional threat to ask 2 questions about the situation or location using well-informed. Okay. Question number 1 is, where do I need to get my officers the quickest on the station to prevent things from completely going sideways now that this alert has gone out? Where, in my opinion, on this day is the most likely spark point?
It depends, but I'll give you 2 places because this is the most honest answer because it does depend.
Mm-hmm.
If you're worried about people panicking or doing something rash themselves because they don't know what's going on, level 1, the arrival plaza where all the docking and dry docks are, you might have captains and stuff moving around or jumping away or trying to dock, and with the operations gone, there is like a tertiary operational center in the arrival plaza on level 1, but it's not station operations. They're not the tower. They're not tower. They're ground control. Like it's a different problem. Like we don't have the same resources to manage that much traffic. So if they lock down, we're probably going to try to lock down, which is going to cause issues and build up. People want to leave, and it's this whole thing. The other half of the problem is more internal, and that's level 10, the quantum nexus. If someone were to if the station is the target, then and you wanted to destroy the station, you'd have to go to level 10 to do it. And actually, it's separated from Starfleet Command for a reason. Just in case something like this may have happened, it's kind of divided the power that way. But that would be another place that could be an issue. Other places like level 5 with housing and recreational stuff might happen there, but you doubt it would kick off into this whole thing. People might get upset and do stuff, but it's not strategically, it's not important for control of the station. Unless you're trying to attack the people, which it's more efficient to just take control of operations or the power control, rather than trying to steal people's houses. You know? And the other places are relevant for various reasons, but... Oh, shoot. Another place that may be an issue is level 4 might be an issue if someone was here to steal steal research. Because that's where all the labs and lab data might be. But you don't think it'd be level 2. It wouldn't be diplomatic nexus. They have their own personal security.
Yeah.
Plus, you already have security there around the clock anyway, because diplomats are there. Culture exchange, no one's going to do any, unless it's a terrorist attack, they're not going to blow up a bunch of paintings and sculptures. And command nexus is fairly secure, because again, you have the higher level of government there, so they would lock down themselves and look to the harmonizers for security. And still observatory, there's no real reason to attack that. If you have operations, you know, that's not where you would go to cause problems. And level 9, you're attacking parks. It's like there's no real reason to cause trouble there. So the primary concerns would be level 10, level 1, or possibly level 4.
Okay. And then second question. Knowledge you've gained from your contacts and the news and rumors you have heard. Second bit would be in regards to the larger investigation. What kind of rumors have I been hearing about potential syndicate attempts to weasel into the station and get people on board?
They've been trying pretty hard.
Suborn.
They've been trying pretty hard ever since they encountered one of their people who encountered Halanak Station and didn't tell the Federation about it, because why would they? But with the inclusion of the Aurelius consortium, which between the money that he provides for security, plus he is connected to a great house of the Klingon Empire and their intelligence network, even before Starfleet got here, breaking into this place is kind of difficult to take because you're fighting Klingon intelligence and the Harmonizer, and then when the new Harmonizer came in, that added another layer of awareness of Federation level Alpha Quadrant type threats.
Right.
But they've always been trying. They've always wanted an in, and the thing, what makes it somewhat easy for them, is that the FIS recognizes that they are a potential threat, but have not. They haven't done any trade agreement with them, but they also haven't shut them out, because they have yet to do anything that's considered an act of aggression against the free information sphere.
Okay.
But their security apparatus informing them, hey, we think it's a bad idea to let XYZ person in here. Okay, well, that's your role. We're following your advice. So there's no official denouncement, but, if security says no, then the answer's no.
Okay.
But they've always been trying. They haven't been very successful because of that. And now with Starfleet here, when Da Vinci came in, then the difficulty just spiked, because now you have 3 different security apparatuses who are all very alert of what you are for, technically, if you count Aurelius's personal security guys.
Okay, and then I will look at it's not Rulon, it's Rule and Talora, and say, you two stay quiet for a second, and then I'll answer the QED from the Lieutenant Captain.
And I'll ask the Lieutenant Captain, would you like talk with him personally first over your communicator, or would you just directly route it?
Yes. Oh no, I am not going to, considering the level of secrecy going into this meeting, I am not, like, what if he was out, like, getting a coffee or something? I don't want people hearing this. Do you know the kinds of people that hang out at the dope stick dispensary? No, thank you.
Only the
Um,
coolest people.
That's true.
Only the most
The coolest
trustworthy
looking people.
Where do you
Yeah,
think he recruits
all with
from?
their jean jackets and slick hairdos.
He just stands at the dope stick dispensary with flyers to join the harmonizers.
That's right.
But yes, no. I will pick up the phone. I pick up the phone. When he picks up the call, I will say, Harmonizer Kovac, this is your lieutenant captain. Are you alone?
I have 2 officers with me who I have deputized to assist me with an investigation. They may or may not have some pertinent information or resources. If you will hold on just a second, the station's just been under lockdown, and I have to get officers to the appropriate levels. I'm going to mute myself while I give those orders. So yeah, and then I will give the all call for all hands on deck for crowd control and calming the people. I will send people to level 1. I will send exclusively FIS personnel that I've worked with a while to level 10, and people to level 4, as well as calling in all shifts at various substations and authorizing the overtime.
You only have FIS at this point, because I believe Starfleet would have just all locked itself away. Part of your shift today didn't even show up, or they just left.
Starfleet's so undependable.
Control security, difficulty 3, assisted by communication security. The added difficulty is the fact you can't use station ops, but the security office is the tertiary internal security office. So it's like, well, I can do all that from here. That's kind of why you exist.
All right, fair enough.
Someone could track momentum for a little bit.
No,
I
don't want to do it.
Hard-boiled detective as a trait, because when I start barking orders, people know they need to hop to.
Yeah, there's your drill voice, and there's the something's wrong voice. Like, oh, yeah,
right.
Sure. Yep, I'll take that.
Okay, cool. I think that's about the only thing I.
See, now I'm picturing Kovac as one of the detectives in Alan Wake, but anyway. If you're more effective.
Picturing Kovac as what?
From a video game, don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. And yeah, so then I will give you a momentum. I will give you a threat for 3 dice, and pray to God. Hooray, God. And let me grab the station.
You would have given me threat. There was no momentum on the table.
Oh, yeah, sorry. And the station is comms, security, communication, security, task roll. No help, but no hurt.
Generate 1. Those people are mobilized. There would be like little dispatch offices in those decks anyway, so they mobilize fairly quickly.
Right.
And you have it set up in such a way that because you guys haven't changed it from this, but there is a split responsibility of pure FIS harmonizer types and officers versus Starfleet, because it's supposed to be a shared command for possibilities of, well, if FIS is compromised, Starfleet can step in. If Starfleet's compromised, FIS can step in.
Fair enough.
No, you generally want your cops and your military to be different people.
Yeah.
All right, Lieutenant Captain, what can I do for you?
Well, the reason why I'm calling you is about the security lockdown incident. I'm currently in a staff meeting with various other senior members of the Da Vinci and station crew. Would you and the Captain Frolic has requested your assistance. Are you in a secure enough location to join this call?
I'm in my office, which has been secured against electronic and other eavesdropping.
Excellent. And she will connect you
Physical
to the rest of
eavesdrop.
the call.
Whoop.
Do we get like a Jedi Council like flickering blue hologram of him, or is he just on the television?
He can be on the screen or in a hologram on the table. Well, like a hologram next to the table because you guys have holograms. So long
Oh, we're fancy.
It could just be small Kovic on the table.
in a chair.
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. I like it.
Why is everyone so big?
No, that's like automatic resizing. So like we're all tiny on his desk, but he's tiny on our desk. And so there's complicated AI stuff about like tracking head and eye movements and stuff. So it makes I don't know, you know.
Hold me closer, tiny COVID.
Uh-huh.
I'll snatch that for a new scene.
Oh, hey, it's a new scene, Kovic.
Ah,
Hey, start all that again.
all right. Unfortunately, I haven't heard the briefing yet to know what questions to ask.
Yeah.
This
Um,
is funny.
so basically, I'll read Kovic in on the briefing. Not probably including all of the, like Starfleet orders, but including what our plans are and what our authorizations for those plans are.
Do you mention Jaishu?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Given it is your own records that help
Yeah.
isolate her.
We'll say that she's basically primary suspect right now, but
Well, I'll give a significant look at that to Laura and Roll as kind of a like, there's our starting point.
okay.
Polite smile.
Mm-hmm.
She's just there, quiet and looking pretty. That's what she's doing at the moment. Like,
Yes, she is.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Fun. All right. Workplace conduct, no longer my job.
Then she walked in, face like an angel and a body that was under some sort of gray draped uniform that really hid everything.
So many questions. I don't want them answered.
Uh-huh. Right. So read Kovic in basically and inform him of what our plans are for the handover, I guess, is probably what it's officially called. Like, this isn't technically a hostile action or anything. We're moving in, we're making some arrests, or we're making some detentions, technically. And we're hoping to have station downtime be at a minimum during this. To that end, here is my security officer for coordination with how we're going to be doing that, basically.
All right. How shut down is the station? Can you tell me that? What's working and what isn't? I've got people out there keeping everybody calm and doing the whole, return to your quarters. It's temporary junk. But
I'll tell both of you because it's a no roll thing. Level 6 is basically locked out from the rest of the station, and the station's locked out from operations. So anything that requires a bridge is locked out. So if you want to do anything on station, you have to use the tertiary stuff, which, for example, the Harmonizer's office is the tertiary internal security office. The Quantum Nexus is tertiary engineering. Dry Dock's a tertiary pilot. Weapons would be inactive. You'd have to override to get into them because you don't want that to be outside of station operation control. The weapons basically can't be controlled by either side right now. Sensors are controlled by the Scientific Enclave, so level 4. And feel like I'm forgetting a department. Oh, medical would fall into the Scientific Enclave and some of the clinics in level 5 and stuff. So the big one, you don't have control of his weapons either way. They can't do anything because they can't talk to the weapon systems, but the weapon systems can't talk to the primary controls. You'd have to go into weapons and manually shoot them, or override and get control that way.
That answers the questions I needed answered.
As you both verify with each other, that's actually, like, you asking that question, there's a quick exchange of, yeah, this is how that works. Okay, that's how I thought it worked. I just wanted to make sure.
And so far as we're aware here, Station does not have any awareness of our orders.
We've just been notified that it's, the whole station's been notified that Starfleet's executing a lockdown of the Starfleet section, that it'll be temporary and remain calm and all that. Could have appreciated a bit of an earlier warning, but what are you going to do? What do you need from me, Captain? Captains. The first captain was to Serena, and the second was to include Thralic.
I need you to maintain the peace at all costs and be ready for a fight if necessary. Whoever this is, they probably know. They probably can infer, I will say, what this security alert is about. Because if they were smart enough to go this long without getting caught, they're probably smart enough to know that if a mysterious alert like this goes off, it's probably about them. And I need you to bring them down with as little cost as possible.
I will interject and kind of lightly correct the lieutenant captain. Starfleet security will handle bringing in the primary suspects. However, securing the methods of ingress and egress from both Starfleet section and the station as a whole would be appreciated. I do not have the personnel to cover the entire station in case of an attempt to flee or reach critical systems.
Fair enough. I'll lock down the shuttle bays and port, I guess, for lack of and docks. Do you want me to put a cordon around the entrances and exits from level 6 and keep Starfleet contained from this side?
Once the Da Vinci has arrived, I'd like that to be deployed, yes.
Can do. Oh, and what your Starfleet intelligence is telling matches what we came up with our own investigation. We too believe it is Orion's, maybe the last of Bezriel's organization. From what I can tell, though, this is maybe their very last gasp. But it's tough for the Orions to get in to Halanak, not just because of the harmonizers, but Arillis and Klingon security isn't terribly fond of them either.
That makes sense. All right. Lieutenant Arias, I want you to forward your timetable to Harmonizer Kovic and have our teams synchronized.
Aye, Captain.
Oakley dokley.
All right.
Now, if you folks will excuse me, I'm a bit busy. Kovic out.
Right. Any questions from everyone? Look around the table.
Where do you want to come out?
Non-aggressive, but close range.
That's not how non-aggressive works.
Well, like, you come out like at the edge of medium range, basically. Like you're not right on top of them.
All right.
You correct me if I'm wrong here, GM. Like, I don't want to jump onto the station in a way that's like the station is under attack, but I want to jump to the station like minimum, like operating distance, basically. If that makes sense.
Is the GM here?
Oh, sorry. I thought that I didn't know it was directed at me. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah, I was saying, correct me if I'm wrong, but like jumping in at like something outside of like close range, so that we're not jumping in like hyper aggressive posture, but we are jumping in at like the minimum like normal distance, basically, for a military vessel.
Medium ranges would be good because you're not jumping in the middle of a traffic pattern. If you're jumping close, you're jumping in close enough that you're gonna ping every ship in that area plus the station for a navigational hazard. Or if you're medium, you're far away enough that you can, and you know the approved area that you can jump into safely. If it was a completely foreign or hostile area, or not, well, hostile's different, but if it was a uncontrolled area, you jump to long or extreme. That's the friendly distance to very slowly come in. But if you're from that system, you jump to medium and then you close.
Right. That's basically what I want. Narratively, I want to be on the closer side of medium,
but not in close itself. Yeah.
Exactly.
And you definitely don't want to jump in contact. That's
not
only aggressive. That's foolhardy. It's like that's how we crash.
Yeah. So, finish getting everyone their orders and do the look around the table before saying dismissed.
Start filing out.
Presume Haifa has his or a team that they're in mind to collect.
Presumably.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be an engineering team under an engineering lieutenant. I don't think there's any reason to.
Yeah, just thematically.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be using a crew support to create a detail to go off on a non-critical away mission, basically.
All right. Well, there's no existing support character that I would assign to that. So, do I have to make one?
Oh no! You one of the things you can use crew support for is just for creating a detail. It's like there's no specific person in that group, but there is a group of people that are dealing with it. You're basically creating an advantage that somebody's taking care of, that there's an engineering team that exists that you are sending over there. You can assign a particular person as well, but you're not required to.
It's, non-critical away team doing away team things.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're spending 2 threat to do the same thing.
That's the other way to do it. That doesn't.
Yeah.
No, it's fine to spend the crew support.
Cool.
I think jumping at contact range would be seen as highly aggressive. I agree with you, Arthur.
Yeah.
Now for the romance scene between Rylef and Hype.
What do you want me to appear as?
No. No.
Where's Seirana off to?
Hi, yes, I want to go back to my quarters, and I would like to reach out to the presiding speaker.
Okay. Here, because they're all... Well, no, they're still on your ship. Back here, because they are bored still. This is not an issue for you anymore. Grab this from this map. I did. Awesome. You call him up on QEC?
Mm-hmm.
Boop. I said boop. Lieutenant Captain, I presume you're contacting me to inform me as to why we have a shutdown.
Presiding Speaker Varys. Starfleet has ordered a security lockout because they believe member... Are you alone? Is this location secure?
One moment. Hear some movement on their side. And then you hear a click, like they must have mute, and then you see a status light letting you know that they're on mute for a second. And then you see a click back. I'm in my office now.
Starfleet has ordered the security lockout. They've ordered it because they believe a member of the Admiral Penn's staff to be compromised. I do not believe the situation will become violent just yet. However, I did want to alert you to ensure that you go to someplace safe and you go there quietly for the next few hours. The Da Vinci is currently en route back home to handle this incident. We did not fully succeed at eliminating the security threat in our eastern border. We have not been able to exactly figure out what was happening here and how to stop it, and that brings me much shame, although we are doing what we can given our quite limited resources.
Well, this is a rather fine mess the Federation has brought to our door. They were supposed to be of help to us. What's their estimated time of arrival?
With the quantum jump, less than an hour. We merely have to make some pre-flight checks and dispatch a prize crew to take over one of the vessels that we've saved and help it come back home. I must say, though, this entire mess merely confirms to me that the FIS must learn to stand on its own 2 feet and not be so reliant on Starfleet for security. If the Admiral Penn can be compromised for this long and have some kind of mole in his staff, think about what other mistakes they could have made, what other flaws they can have, what other threats they can't protect us from.
I personally agree with you, Lieutenant Captain. As useful as Starfleet is, believe that they do not have the militant stance that is required of the threats that we're facing. But we'll deal with the current crisis for now. And I will, once this is resolved, I will summon you to the to Parliament to testify what you've told me now. See if we can convince more of our fellows in the free information sphere of our point of view. Perhaps a new vote on Starfleet's role in this area should be considered.
Let us not be too hasty. We cannot abandon the training wheels until we have finished constructing the bike. I do not recommend any changes in alignment with Starfleet until long after we have developed a standardized military capable of defending ourselves. But yes, this will all be discussed further. I'm very glad to find an ally with you on this issue. And you know, she alights with pride. Whoa. If we can convince Parliament to our point of view, then maybe our people will finally be safe and secure.
Perhaps we will enlighten them in sooner time than they can afford. Hopefully we can convince them before it's too late.
Yes. All right, well, I will not keep you. I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of this situation. If there's nothing else.
I will advise you that we are going to, for now, until we're... once you arrive on scene, if you believe it's going to be a prolonged engagement, I want you to take command of the home fleet here in system to start moving parliamentarians off station. I'm not sure, given your report, I'm not sure I want to... And to be fair, I believe the Da Vinci is going to be rather busy cleaning up their own mess. We'll take care of our own, and they can take care of theirs.
Yes. Thank you for handing me this important role, Beaker. I will not let you down.
The role was always yours, Lieutenant Captain. The role was always yours. See you soon.
See you soon.
Back on the bridge. Shuttle away. Away team is heading over to secure the civilian ship. Shall we send... and actually, a quick flashback for a second. Would Captain Meade go with them on their on the shuttle? Or are they staying on the Da Vinci? Because Captain Meade has themselves plus 7 of their crew.
I think stay on the shuttle. There's no... the engineering team is competent, and there's no need to introduce unnecessary variables into the situation.
I mean, if the ship is somewhat derelict right now, it'd probably make more sense to have them not, I guess.
Well, they be mostly either on shuttle or in the ship itself, sort of thing. Like, you've done some medical stuff on them, but not a lot. You've only had them for like a few minutes. So basic critical stuff has been dealt with, but...
I mean, if they still need medical, wouldn't it make more sense to have them on the Da Vinci?
Yeah, that's what I'm advocating for.
Unless they strongly, like...
They're following your lead. You're the rescue team. They're like, hey, as long as you get our ship to where it's going, you're the guys rescuing us.
Those people should still be in med bay. It would be my call.
Oh. There.
Yep.
Bait. Should have done that. There we go.
Because we'll get their shit back to Halanak Station.
I mean, you hope. I mean, what? Sorry.
Taking slightly longer.
Shuttle's away. Away team is carrying on with their mission.
All right. Plot quantum slipstream jump to Halanak Station.
Plotting. I will ask for... there's no roll here. There's nothing that would stop you from doing. And what alert status do you have the ship at? Do you have it at green?
I think we probably moved to yellow.
You'll jump in with your shields up?
No. But we need people at stations. So, yellow alert, stand down shields or something like that?
Oh, okay. I wanted to
Yeah.
specify because the default for yellow is to throw your
Yeah.
shields on.
Exactly. But also, jumping in with shields up is also a hostile action.
Yeah.
So it's... so I guess that's green alert, ready stations?
It is yellow with a addendum of no shields because
Okay.
yellow means you need to be near, you're either at or near your station. So
Mhm.
don't do whatever your recreational is. Be ready to go because we might go to red
Yeah.
at any moment, but we might go to green. But just be ready to go. It also lets any civilian people aboard know, hey, you need to go somewhere safe for now. It's more for the yellow alert's more for your non-Starfleet personnel and non-vital for personnel aboard.
Alright. So yeah. We'll do that.
Ship begins to shudder. A brief blue alert comes on, and warning everyone that you're about to jump, and then pop out of existence.
We never reappear again.
This is my rocks fall.
Once again, drawing the attention of Badger.
No, your rocks fall was literally rocks fell on us.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
First game of Midnight Watch ever played.
Yeah.
Rocks
Rocks
literally fell
fall.
on us.
Everyone die.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was great.
True.
Yeah. Big Da Vinci. Small Da Vinci.
No shields, full power. You jumped medium, so you're here or here. We'll do here just for vanity's sake,
Yep.
just for room. And then we grab people. Boop. Oops. Boop. Alright, yeah. Frolic. Ryloff. Haifa. And the reason we have combat music going is because we do fall into combat timing, because timing is very much an issue right now. Because the moment I will say that Kovac gets a whole round to himself for a second, because it does take a little bit of time for the Da Vinci to get here. So, and
Yeah.
the combat doesn't truly start until the Da Vinci arrives, because that's when things start kicking up. But
Yep, that's when people go, oh shit.
yeah,
Is this Kovic and his deputies, or just Kovic?
Kovac and his deputies. Yep.
Oh, fun.
That also means all four of you can use if you want to use more supports on Halanak, you can get a lot of actions done just on Halanak Station and then split up your actions again.
Okay. I think we need to get a location on Jaishu. I'm thinking that the lockdown, if they're after Sapientia still, that the lockdown will force their hand and they'll make a play for her in the secure hangar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that would be a control plus security difficulty of 2, assisted by calm security to set up.
What are we setting up there?
Ensuring that Sapientia is secure. Is my understanding what you wanted to do. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course.
Well, I mean, that's... I'm trying to figure out if we want to go there and try and ambush them when they do it, or if we want to try and track down and capture Jaishu before...
Oh, that's true. Those are different actions.
What do you think, Talora?
Or how split up we could be. I mean, reasonably, I have a reason to be in the Starfleet section.
I will
Might need
point...
some convincing.
Rule says, I will point out that despite Starfleet locking down their operations, there are a few officers that they have that we may be able to deputize who will, we don't necessarily have to tell them everything, but we can put them in the right spot at the right time, force them to act. And if they betray us, then we learn a new data point and can neutralize the threat.
And I believe there are also some from the Da Vinci that are aboard station anyway, that were seconded to Kovic.
True enough.
Though given that briefing, it sounds like that we do have to be careful how much of our resources we use, since there are some people aboard who may have Orion entanglements. Reminding you mechanically that 4 of your crew support is possibly compromised, but you don't know for sure because you need to do a full investigation to vet them.
Right.
So you can use up to that without me doing anything, but once you start dumping into that number, I'm going to start rolling to see if they actually were compromised or not. They may be just perfectly fine, or they may be active already.
Yep. And I'll say Talora doesn't count for crew support purposes. It's constant presence.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
So she's definitely outside of that number.
Okay,
Rule
well-
does not count toward it as well because they are a friendly NPC.
Very good.
Friendly.
They're spending momentum, I'll put it that way.
So where would you suggest putting these officers, Rule?
Well, Starfleet like to... Well, jokes aside, focusing on watching the shuttle bay and securing it will not seem so odd. Having them secure Jaishu, the profiles of the people we have from unless there's some special log that Starfleet has, they're not telling us. But given that briefing, there are some people aboard who could be used to secure Jaishu. It's just it tips the Da Vinci's hand before they get here. But maybe that aggressive a jump may be to our advantage. Or further, we may be able to insert someone into the inner circle and have them ready to as a sort of sleeper and activate them as required. My personal worry is for station operations. If that is lost or if they regain control, we have the most powerful a strategic loss, which will force the Da Vinci to be in a very difficult position.
Fair enough. Let's find Joshua, get officers making sure Sapientia is secure. Kovic also wants to assign some in theory to that in case somebody gets the bright idea of exposing the Veda vacuum. Because in theory, he can deal with that.
Adding that detail advantage is either a crew support cost or 2 threat. Or 2 momentum.
How much crew support do we have to play with on the station?
A lot.
The max, I believe, is 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And have we activated any on the station?
No, I think this would be the first activation.
Okay. Let's do a crew support for that.
So we can activate 7 things on the station without touching the risk of people that are
Compromised.
Okay. Still need to make the control security roll.
Yeah, because you're deploying them in an effective way.
Yep.
And also, Talora could probably... She's got reasonable excuse to get anywhere in the Starfleet area being seconded to Starfleet. One could argue the lockdown does apply to her. Or she could use that argument as a, am I supposed to be here? Well, I need to find out. Haha.
Aha!
Because her secondment is to Starfleet, not the FIS.
Okay, so control security difficulty 2. Take a threat for the 3rd die.
Do we want Talora to get to ops and just sit there?
We could. Sorry, what's
Good.
Kovic rolling on right now?
The deploying the security to make sure Sapientia is safe.
Okay. Not something that you were talking about in the
Yeah.
mission briefing then. Cool.
So we gained 1, and then Halanak is comm security again. So gain 2.
Nice.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea at all if Talora can make her way to ops. And Roll, can you find out where Joshu is at the moment?
1 second.
Yes. Can you find out where someone locked down in the Starfleet section is from outside when you're not technically supposed to be able to do that?
Well, that's assuming she's in the Starfleet section.
Yes, that is also the Starfleet section.
All right, so what's the next move you wanted? So you're asking Roll if... Sorry, I was setting up tokens.
Asking Roll if he can get us a location on Joshu.
I can look over some of my files and narrow it down to her most likely area.
Don't need to know the details. Just need the results. And yeah, Talora, if you can make your way up to ops. Kovic would also like to activate Click as a support who is on station.
Click has not been used on the ship, so that could be a thing.
Yeah, he was used on the station when we were on the planet. Yeah. So we'll activate Click, and as an engineer, I want him to take charge of locking down transporters, shuttles, and docks.
Who's the first action? Turn order matters, so who's acting first? Because that changes who gets what momentum and stuff.
Let's have Roll act first to find.
Roll is facing an opposed roll because they're trying to catch someone who's likely avoiding them. They have, for this kind of thing, they have 11 and 4. How many dice would you like them to spend? I'll note the other side is spending a full met.
Do they have a focus as well?
They do.
Roll, I mean.
Roll does, yes.
Yeah.
Roll may buy as many dice as they like.
Help out a player. I'm gonna. You gain 2 momentum from author trying to help you. They suggest an advantage of a possible reroll on the trader dice, but 2 extra momentum is always nice.
Possible reroll on the what?
Yeah.
Aha.
That could be very good or very bad.
So they'll spend mostly momentum unless you want them to spend only threat, but 4 and 2.
Yep, sounds good.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Versus, and actually, might as well reroll that 19 because they can reroll on stuff like this because they're trying to find somebody. Oh, yep. 6 total. Now to pull from a certain character.
Damn it, Pend.
There she is.
Is Cham on the station?
No, Click and the Dolphin are the only ones.
Well, was Cham ever used on the Da Vinci?
It's not that they can't be. They can be on the stations. The only ones that are locked to the station are Click and the Dolphin.
That was a follow-up question, not a... My bad.
Damn them.
5 versus 6. Gain 1.
Woot.
am here.
You've gone in the middle of a police action.
Oh no. What did we do?
Nothing for
Star-
once.
Arguably,
Starfleet's-
Jaishu.
Starfleet's making a coup.
We're not. This is a
Standing-
legal activity.
Standing orders are that to secure the Starfleet section of Halanak Station and secure the station because the Admiralty staff is believed to be compromised. Best suspect currently is Jaishu. At present, the Da Vinci is in a quantum slipstream jump on its way to Halanak, and we're currently resolving Halanak Station's harmonizer, and they're a full turn of them getting the drop on them because the hostiles on the station don't know that they're in trouble yet. They're locked down, but they don't know exactly why, but they might be able to guess. So there's a bit of time. But once the Da Vinci shows up, that's why combat music, because we're going to be immediately, things are going to escalate.
And this is why we synchronize watches before mission start.
And Ben is briefed in this because I had him in the room. He just wasn't saying a whole lot because there wasn't a whole lot of scientific queries.
Yeah.
And to catch you up as well, there is a shuttle that has been sent to that's been left behind to keep the to bring the first light with them, but they figured we can't because they quantum slipstream. They couldn't quantum slipstream a broken ship with them, sort of thing.
Yeah, because I missed last week.
We recovered the ship.
Yeah.
I deputized 2 Romulans.
And they initially thought they were talking to people, but it is they've left the system at present because of this new mission. But there is a suspicion that hasn't been voiced to your character, so don't worry about it. But there was more. You guys were leaving the system with the ship you were supposed to recover. That's the official thing that you know about.
It hadn't even been voiced to Serrano.
Yeah.
So as far as that goes, the situation was resolved.
So yes, roll will tell you that according to my analysis, I would place Jaishu in level 6-2 within operations. I would not believe them to be in the primary floor. They would be in a one of the surrounding. They tap it. Can I borrow your computer real quick? Actually, I'll do it for my pad.
Sure.
Don't worry about it. And they tap at it. Whoop. So she isn't in the main floor here. She'd be hiding out on one of these outer consoles. That way she wouldn't be very easily observed by the rest of the room. Because most of the room's designed with command visibility, whereas these outer ones are usually less important. My best guess would be one of these 2 areas, because that gives her the best access to flee into the turbolift areas. Or into working hatches. But most likely into this room here. Which also gives her a blind spot from Ben.
Was the transporter chief guy on the ship or the station last time around?
Station.
No, he was on the ship because we used him to
right.
to beam in
Right,
the bubble
right.
down.
Yep. No, well, on the bright side, we've already got someone going to the station ops. So Talora's mission can be doubled up on terms of identify exactly where she is. That might be a secondary role, but it's possible.
Yep. So Talora goes next to head to ops.
Yes. Well, I mean, I need to bullshit my way into ops, but that's
Yeah.
it's doable.
You're just going straight through the normal doors.
Yeah, I don't need to sneak in. I'm technically seconded to Starfleet. I mean, not even technically. I am seconded to Starfleet. So if there's a Starfleet command lockdown, then reasonably.
Presence security difficulty 2, or presence command. This is so it looks you're giving it the veneer that you have no ulteriors. You have no ulterior motive here that would alert the hostile that something's off. But there's no active. They're not checking the doors because that's not their problem. But if you do something weird at the door and say something weird, it may draw attention to you that you don't want them to think about you. You want them to just think you're just one of many people that are who are locking themselves out or reporting in.
I get you. Reliable trait.
I'll let you squash a complication with reliable.
Okay. Present security is itself not amazing, but I can easily just hand wave this one.
Oh, command must be so much better for Talora.
Oh yeah, it actually just is one worse. It's not even that much worse. But she's got 2 determination, so we can just hand wave her way in there with not necessarily a survival situation yet.
Police action, is that what we are calling them now?
Yeah.
That's ever since Korea. Sorry, I caught my throat
I
there.
mean, in line with what Kovic's doing, some rules can be bent, others can be broken.
Yeah.
Technically, you're deputizing someone that serves 2 other organizations, and I feel like you're not supposed to do that.
I mean, the harmonizers can do that. It's just it's just not advised. But it's like, but also a deputy isn't alerting them that you're coming in as part of a law enforcement action. You're tricking your way in.
Oh yeah,
Like,
she's 100% hiding the badge because that's what the instruction is. So bending the rules on exactly what
Right.
the duties of harmonizer are.
Law, justice, and the right thing aren't necessarily the same.
Yeah. Which is simply, I'm just going to still roll 2, but I have... and she hits 2 anyway, so we make 2 momentum. There is a reason for this. I would like momentum so that if there's a second part to this in terms of identifying or locating Jaishu specifically on the bridge, that can be done. Or in the ops area, because we know she's there somewhere.
Yeah, you'll arrive there at the top of next round because we have to cover you getting from the office up there and then.
Okay, fair enough. So
talking your way in.
Yeah. Okay, well then that's still a good spend. Making resources for other people. Haha.
What's the next move for? Who's taking Click on an adventure to secure the?
Ben,
the
you just got here. Protect the hive.
Protect the hive.
It's like the Bart say the line.
Do the thing. You gain 1 pure water. Yes. What are the orders given to Specialist Click, also known as Ven?
Shut it down. As the engineer on the station, I need him to make sure nobody's using the transporters, docks, or shuttle bays to get off station without breaking something.
Well, that puts the difficulty way high. You don't want them to break anything.
I mean, they can still use them. They just have to like crash through the bulkheads or something.
Control engineering difficulty 3.
Hive is under threat from within. Click. We have to secure it.
Protect the hive. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm rolling.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you for now.
For now.
Sorry,
Yes,
I'm so
you
used
must.
to. Sorry, I'm so used to Kovic being the one that rolled Click. That
Yeah.
Is station helping this role, GM?
No, that's part of the problem.
There.
It's not hurting you,
take
at least.
It's diff 2, take a threat.
Wait, no, you can go to temporary engineering. It would be computers engineering. My bad. Sorry. The engineering, the quantum power core area. Same difference.
Hang on, I'm just quickly checking the talents to see if there's anything that's help? Don't think so. Other than bowl.
The timer 5 minutes. There's a word I can't say now.
What's the word?
You should look on my Twitch chat. You'd find out.
There we go. That's 3 hits.
Do you gain a momentum, and those systems are locked down.
2 momentum. Station made it.
Oh, yes. So there are still 3 player actions left that can be used for support characters to do things on the station.
We activate Serpentia.
You can ask her to do something. Right now, you told her to sit put in. Last thing she was told was to sit put where she was and not draw attention. She's like, okay, I'll just sit here in my shuttle and it's not.
Yeah, I gave her that communicator, so I'm not going to ask her to do anything. I am going to, warn her that, Starfleet's obviously locked down the station. We think this may provoke people into some desperate action. Be safe, be wary. I've got people watching over you, but be aware.
Also, be aware of how people watching over you don't space them.
I mean, in theory you can, but...
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Oh, don't worry. She can make them experience the void. No, she can't. She doesn't have that power.
Or does she?
Okay. What else do we need to do? So we've used 1 crew support out of the 7 we can? Yeah.
2, technically. Click.
2.
Or is Click also constant presence? I don't think he is.
No, he's not constant presence. Who's the first then on the station?
Your,
right.
team.
Right. Okay, so,
Cham could technically be pulled onto the station.
what's Cham good at?
I've been saying that
Besides
this whole
getting
time.
kidnapped.
Presence, command,
Yeah,
coordination.
command stuff.
Close quarters combat.
Okay,
Nothing useful.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna be on the Starfleet side of things.
Cham is rock solid.
Now he's a real champ.
What do you think? Just kind of activate him and have him on standby and ops? As Roll's thing of, nobody suspects Cham as, being all eagle-eyed and ready.
Could have him just as someone that's alert in ops.
Yep. Let's get Cham on side. Just kind of activate him and have him holding in ops. So that's 3. I want to use a 4th to create a nobody specific, but to create after Talora gets through that FIS cordon around the exits from level 6. In case somebody tries to make a break for it. They want to get locked in, let them be locked in.
Or was that a momentum spend or a crew support spend?
Crew support spend, I think. I'm basically activating a unit, a section, whatever. Team.
And what officer is implementing this? Because you're in turn order.
I mean,
right
you
now,
can burn
Cover's
my
busy
turn
with
for
something.
that.
You're burning your...
If we're burning player turns, is that what you're asking about?
Yep, but you need a support character to carry out the order because Kovac's busy when this is happening.
I mean, we can make new supporting characters if we have to.
You can, yeah.
Aren't you scrolling?
I think we're basically out.
Well, on the station side, yeah.
Well, you can use Jaka, Savush, Piktabak.
These
The
are not.
bar people.
Yeah, these are not station people or
The
Target
random
people.
civilians.
Yeah, get a random
Civilians.
civilian to do it. It'll be fine.
All right, hold on.
Are-
Roll 20 is being
are
weird.
you
I'm
really
gonna have to.
saying that we don't deputize
Ah,
people
hello,
on
everybody.
incredibly shaky grounds?
No. I'll spin up a theory support, I guess.
That's cool. I don't have one of those yet.
They do now.
She said with a cynical twist to her slime.
Uh-huh.
Well, look. We all know who the natural fit group for leadership of this organization is, and it's not the people with no mass.
Wow.
I see how it is.
Wahaha. I made my time. I can say control now.
That was the word? Oh my lord.
Yeah, I was
Dang.
very careful.
That was just cruel.
That. Yeah. Dang. All right.
Well to go, author.
All right. I'm just grabbing a stat spread, and then I'll be good to roll with them.
Well, that's being turned. What would you like? Is there any other actions you would like to do on station side?
What do you think, guys? Anything else we need to do that I'm not thinking of?
I don't know.
I don't know enough about like the overarching circumstances to say one or the other.
I think
Oh,
you've covered all of your bases. I don't know what else we should be doing. We're securing the places that need securing.
I will highlight that either
Maybe-
Seirana or Haifa would be the one whose turn would be used up for Cham. So you could do something with Cham while he's up there.
What do you mean?
It's up to you. It's I'm just letting you know you have the option because that support character is active, so he can do something.
Could he? I was gonna say, do we want to like calm the public down, do some public PR? But I don't think the public really knows anything is amiss, do they?
They just know don't go to level 7. It's currently locked down.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
And we got harmonizers out, making sure nobody loses their cool. I mean, he can always stroll around those external stations and see what those people might be up to.
Who are those people in this scenario?
The people in the external stations, specifically Jaishu.
Sure. He'll wander around and investigate that.
Since he's our man on the inside right now, till we get our woman on the inside.
Okay, hear me out. We supercharge an arc of the star, aim it at the station. This will overload the systems and short everything out. You'll also kill everyone on the planet of Upantar.
Yeah.
What are the
It's hard to have a habitable planet with no star.
what are the
Kinda.
Antheri's 3 bonuses, Jim? Just realize I don't know that stat wise.
It's pinned somewhere.
Okay. I'll grab that then. It's pinned.
It's penned somewhere.
That's all I can
I
think.
heard it too, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Yep, that is precise. Yeah, that is.
I could be wrong. I see the Savix cast, but I don't see.
Looking.
Oh.
Theory, control, insight, fitness. Cool.
Oh yeah, there. I was just looking for their talents. I don't think the GM got around to that.
I don't. They're just above
Oh.
that.
Well, fortunately, a support doesn't have those right away, so I don't have to worry about it.
That's fair.
Yeah, if you go to the pin for Savage Task talents, you can just scroll up a little bit, and
Scroll
then
up
you'll
to
see
there, yeah.
you'll see the other two.
He made
But-
all 3 because I didn't know which species I was going to play at first. I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see him. That's really weird.
Go. So it'd be insight, security, or command. Difficulty opposed for Cham, because Cham's probably trying not to highlight that he's trying to act like he's doing something normal rather than something suspicious.
Mhm.
I'm spending a full mech because I don't want to be caught.
Don't be sus.
I mean, we do have an imposter among us.
But what?
Uh-huh.
But what's so funny about Sussus Among Us?
God. All right, you said insight security
Security or command.
or command. Well, the command's one higher. Can I use a focus in coordination that I'm able to make myself look very calm and cool and normal?
Like going around from station to station, like you're coordinating with people on the other stations.
Yeah,
Just
I'll take it.
have
Oh, does
Just
that
have a
have
dope stick. It's
coordination
very
in this-
casual.
In this context, I was thinking like hand-eye coordination.
The coordination as in coordinating with people.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. I thought they just like took gym in high school.
Hey, some people take
Well-
guitar, so you know.
Oh, he was a former liaison to the Klingon fleets.
That's why he has such muscles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
I feel like
He has
if you spend
such
time with
muscles.
Klingons, you can
I was gonna
develop
say.
anti coordination too. All right, I'm rolling a
I was
12.
gonna say. I mean, I mean, he went to the gym, but that's incidental.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean-
so I do not have a focus.
Was coordination taken or no?
I took it actually.
Yeah.
Okay. And we have bold command, so we are spending 1 threat for momentum.
He
We're
went to the
rolling a
gym. I went to
0.
this.
3, 5, 6, 7.
Ooh, I don't like those rolls.
Oh, I think those are great.
1,
rolls.
2, 3. I have a job to do. Determination spend.
I mean, you're currently not doing it, so.
Four, five,
By
six.
one.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You gain 1.
All right.
Cham, he's our man. He can't do it.
So
Fuck it.
No one can.
we quickly flash up to station ops.
He can't do it. There's Talora.
Talora is still on the way up. Talora hasn't gotten there yet. Cham is able to
But
get
there's
over.
other things she can potentially do up there as well.
And actually, Cham, you're there just in time to see that Jaishu is overriding the systems and beginning to activate the shield. Is ready to activate the shields. And because she already has control of sensors from here.
Yeah, Cham is going to play dumb. I would like to walk
Play.
forward and. I'm sorry?
Sorry, I was like play as in play dumb. He is dumb.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Damn.
jam.
Commander, you were not ordered to interfere with the shield system. This is not an external security matter. I can't help but wonder, what are you doing?
It's classified, Lieutenant. Just doing work for the Admiral. I'll explain it if you really wish to know.
Why, yes. Yes, I do. And he's just going to, kind of casually, lean on the side of the console and start talking to her. Gain information and distract, I guess. Just kind of waste her
You're trying
time.
to swift task.
You can swift task, try to distract her from whatever she wants to
Yeah.
be doing.
Cam's all like, "How you doing?"
How you do?
You're only a fiance. You're not married yet, so open game, right?
Well,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
guessing
that's
because of
Cam. That's
going on.
Cam.
I mean, I'm assuming because of what's going on here, she's going to be single soon too. So
Yeah, he's trying to get in on the ground floor.
So 2 momentum or 2
your-
threat for your swift.
before you've got that ball and chain around you, why don't you take the bullion for a spin?
Don't worry, I was born in a warp core.
Once you
Yeah,
go
I-
blue, you always stay true.
Oh God. So are you
Do you
what are you
wanna-
spending to have a Swift?
Cursed.
Yeah. Where did she go? Oh, here it is. Yeah,
Wanna make
you
sure
want to
highlight.
see how far down the ridges go?
God.
Can I spend my determination on a shoulder for your allies and a fist for your enemies? I guess I'm not. Okay, I'm not spending mine on that because it definitely doesn't work here. Can I just spend 2 momentum?
2
I know
momentum.
fist for your enemies. I mean, depends.
I don't think that I'll save the determination.
Yeah, she'll try to make sure she's not being messed with at the moment. She has 1 free hit anyway, but still. That is 2 momentum gone, by the way, Thralic.
Thank you.
Presence, security to baffle Jaishu.
I've only had like baffling briefing.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah, you need like tactical briefing where you like rant incessantly, like you're like the guy who's a little bit too obsessed with talking about the Battle of Gettysburg, and you just like you show up in every conversation and you just rant about I don't know
The peach orchard. The answer is, that they would rant about is Sykes at the peach orchard.
Sure, yes, and people there just kind of have to like nod their head and listen along. You're talking about the pincer maneuver of the Battle of Cactical Bracht and how it, whatever. You get my point. Present security. Okay, can I make an argument for a focus in history or close quarters combat in the sense that when I'm talking to her and wasting her time, I'm doing so talking about the current situation and the nature of the security event, like and why don't you remember, if anyone comes at you, these are the proper takedown maneuvers and stuff like that.
That comp increase.
All right.
And really, if Buford's cavalry hadn't dismounted and taken positions on the ridge, the Union wouldn't have had a chance.
God.
Well, see, that's why I went with Sykes and the peach orchard, because if you have any strong opinions about the other side, I don't think that conversation is worth continuing. Like,
but it was about
yeah,
states'
try to
rights.
tell me what Longstreet should have done differently. It's like, I don't. I have alerts going off here.
Yeah.
Well, it's red alert, but I'm really late for my coffee break.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, can I make an argument for the trait of former Klingon liaison on the grounds that as a liaison officer, I have knowledge about Klingon operations, and I can talk about how the Klingons would handle this. If that's a stretch.
That's a
fine.
stretch, yeah.
Okay. Then can I argue for bullion, because bullions are known for being a very talkative, I don't want to say charismatic, but a very socially active species who can convincingly talk someone's ear off and just have that be part of their culture. Or that could have just been Mott the Barber, and maybe not all bullions are like that, but as the one bullion character I know about.
Hashtag not all bullions.
God damn it.
The next new Reddit movement.
If that's a stretch too, that's fine.
I'll give it a look. Risians, I would totally take it because that's totally their thing, but bullions might have that rider on them. I'm not 100% sure on it. Oh. I can't spell bullions. What the hell? Oh, they're not in the main book. Oh, thought they were.
What?
They're in beta or.
In beta?
Funny if they were, because it doesn't. Well, they might be actually.
Oh, what, Bullions? Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not in core.
They're not in the core book because they're not like
Because they're in the work core.
Klingons aren't even in the main book. It's pretty much exclusively the core Federation species.
Yep.
Actually, there are Klingons in the core book.
They're just
Bullions are in beta.
They
They're
don't
just-
have character creation details though.
No.
Oh, Bullions are an understanding hospital species, often forward-facing in their duties in customer relations or diplomatic service. It does apply.
There we go. I thought I knew that factoid, and I was trying to find it. And
I was in the same boat. I was like, I remember making a Bully. I was like, is that a thing? But I didn't make him a talker, so I never thought about it.
Okay, so we both get a free hit. Can I argue for the value be a shoulder for your allies and a fist for your enemies on the grounds that I am acting as a shoulder for my ally by helping her cope through this crisis by talking to her and comforting her?
Except you suspect that something's wrong.
Yeah.
The reason you're doing this is because she's not your ally.
Yeah. And I can't really say I'm being a fist against her because I'm not assaulting her, so...
Fist your enemy.
Assisting other friendlies by doing this.
Okay, I assume you're not gonna take that.
No.
Alright, one threat for momentum. Rolling the comp.
Ba-ba. Ba.
What's the directive from on high for this episode? Maybe you could spin against spin to a directive.
No, because all the directives before were about
For a previous mission.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if the orders Thralic got count. Do they?
The Admiral would give one. I just didn't write them out. Yeah, the ensure the safety of the station personnel and secure that section.
I spend for that on the argument that that's what I'm doing. I'm securing the station by interfering in the plans of a known traitor or known secret agent.
Or at least a suspected one. But yeah, it would fall under that. Yeah.
Alright, re-rolling the 3 zeros. Okay.
Well, you know.
So
Alright.
that's a 5 for the comp.
And was there momentum spent on that roll?
All four.
All of it.
Cool. I thought so. I was just getting token for work.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by that sound.
Yeah, you know, the Federation
6%.
often teaches, you know, Klingon or human judo or Vulcan and Klingon maneuvers, but what they don't tell you about is how effective bullying close quarters combat techniques can be at doing a target. Do you want me to show you the maneuver 17? It was used to great effect during Bullian's history with civil conflict.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Know what I mean? No. We still have one more.
Yeah, but sure.
Sure, you didn't. We still have one player action left before the round resolves.
I don't think we ever resolved my player action.
That's
I
true.
had to go off and make a support.
I was hoping you forgot.
Well, no, I forget many things, but not that one.
You sure?
For
I
20
mean-
bucks, do you forget?
Oh yeah, for $20, sure, yeah.
Don't worry, it's pesos.
Let's.
It's Canadian.
Well,
money.
it's the sliding
Thralic is
shadow.
Canadian.
Canadian Monopoly monies?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
at least our money's secure. Oh,
Yeah,
Is
that's
it
true.
though?
More secure than ours.
so what was the
That's
good
what it
Aquilius up to?
What were Kovic's orders?
You were to enact the cordon around the exits from level 6, so Starfleet doesn't get out.
All right. Then I'll go do that.
Give me control plus security, difficulty of 2.
All
I'm
right.
sure he's about to say kung fu plus something.
Hell yeah, give me kung fu.
That'd be GURPS or something.
Yeah.
Palladium riffs.
So
Roll percentile.
let's see.
Roll with impact. Sorry, go on.
Focus in FIS law for detaining people if necessary.
That's a very specific focus, but sure.
Yeah, you know.
The whole
FIS law
sentence.
for
It's
a
really narrowed down
harmonizer?
to like 1 or 2 words.
Oh.
Yeah.
Krav Maga focus. Not very good focus for a light-based being.
Yeah.
Now grapple them here. I can't.
I'll spend
I'm light.
1 for an extra die. Actually, no, I won't spend 1 for an extra die.
Because you're a coward.
Yes, because I'm a coward, and for no other reason.
I believe it.
No, so Thralic did a briefing, which was then passed on. I would like to trigger methodical planning for this role to get to assist on it, despite the fact that I'm not there, because it's benefiting from my strategy.
Yep.
All right.
Because they know they have backup charging in the background, so they have a pretty good idea that they're kind of coordinating this all in one big move. So she needs a martial art that is more flashy.
Yeah. Reroll from my assist.
Good job.
You know, it's fine.
They're too familiar with FIS and not familiar enough with Starfleet.
I'm just gonna spend a pike medal to crit so that it succeeds.
Mm-hmm.
And we generate 1.
How does a pike
Thralic
medal
is
help here?
Spending a crit.
Yeah, for my assist on spending a crit, and we generate a bonus momentum because my assist dice was a success.
And the station as well, comp security.
Yep. Home security station. Oops. Nothing from there, but I'll use the bonus and the one that I generated to quash the complication.
How dirty. Yep.
I know.
So you've sealed off those levels. So basically 4 decks worth of place are basically locked down on the outside as well.
Yep.
And we have Haifa's floating turn to resolve to use for any supports on Halanak before you guys get there.
Or prepare anything on the Da Vinci before we get there, I guess. If you
That's true. Yeah.
Do we have any teams ready to board the station?
Not at present, no.
I did give that order.
All right. Then Haifa will assemble an engineering team in transporter rooms on the theory that we're going to want to beam into operations, and an engineering team will be much better suited to performing manual overrides to get rid of to fight someone for control of the station electronically rather than like fight them with phasers. But I will give you I think it's a momentum and 2 threat for a rifle.
Some 2 threat for rifle. 2 threat.
And what is it for the team to have extra security, whether that be bringing in a security officer or rifles or body armor, like some to just buff them security wise?
It would eat east. It would be 2 momentum for engineering, and 1 momentum, 1 threat for security detail added on. Or 2 crew support.
Well, a unique thing about the rules, don't I get in? Since I'm rousing them on the ship, don't I get them for free?
But once they leave the ship, that no longer helps you. Same thing with security guys. You can always you're always presumed to have a guy team with you, but once they leave, you need to spend resources to justify their existence.
I have a question about that.
Mm.
Since Haifa is technically the engineering officer of both locations, could that carry over?
The engineering part, I'll agree with. Yep, because you're basically because you have enough control over the engineering of both ships that you can do that. Yeah. Oh, actually, no, because no, that'll work. But there's a more technical way to do it, but I don't want to do it that way. I'm gonna do it the easier way. So security part spoken for. You don't have to spend for that. Security part you'd have to spend for. That'd be 1 and 1.
You just said security twice. So I think you meant engineering the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. I will spend for that then.
1 and 1.
No, 2 and 2. Sorry, 2 and 2. 2 threat.
Oh, you're spending 2 threat. Okay.
Okay.
Just get something quick. If I can find my sheet. Oh, there it is. Nope, that's not it either. There it is. Did that Romulan Ahulan move on? He's somewhere.
No, he's still in protective custody on a safe house in the station. He hasn't. We haven't gotten back to him yet to see whether he's going to claim asylum or no.
We should do that.
Okay, but is he out of custody?
He's in protective currently.
Well, I mean, so the protective custody is like people know where he is and they protect him, right? It's not that he's under arrest. Like his legal situation.
He is facing charges. He's just being held elsewhere than the cells so that various Romulans don't know where he is. And he's been offered a chance to claim asylum, and if he provides good information, he might get a reduced sentence or perhaps even immunity.
Okay, this is a long shot, but I have a favor with him, and this might help more justify reducing his felonies to misdemeanors if he helps out. Is there some way I can get him to help for that favor?
In what way? It would depend on what way.
Just as a foot soldier, he says, that he's willing to help Kovik's people because they're all looking at their communicators right. They don't want to be here guarding him. They want to be out with Kovik, taking the station on Kovik's orders, and he's basically going to go along with them and not cause problems to free up those 3 or 4 people that were watching him. So it's not so much about what he's doing. It's just that he's being super compliant as a favor to me to reduce the resources Kovik has to spend at the moment.
Look, I know you have a duty to escape and all, but for 10 minutes, could you just chill? Just for me. All right, fine. Wait, you've been trying to escape this whole time? Well, I'm supposed to try.
He's not good at it, but he tries.
Yeah, you could spend that. Yeah,
right, I'll spend that favor.
So that what that essentially does for you, Kovic, that will actually generate a free security detail that suddenly is you now have a lot more security than you otherwise would have, because now he's being super compliant and it's freeing up a lot of your resources.
I had no idea how I was going to end up using that, but hey.
All right. The arrival occurs And the bad guy goes first. So many ticks. Cut up to Station Ops. At this point, Champ's still talking with Jaishu. Talora is just arriving on the bridge.
Oh, Penn got demoted again.
I keep trying to demote him, but you know.
Just doesn't stick.
I imagine she like she hears the noise of the doors opening and she looks over to see Talora, and then Cham just taps her and is like, "Oh no, look at me! As I was saying, the way you perform this maneuver is."
What I'll actually do, I'll act as if that ate her normal turn. She wasted time talking to you, so I'll actually make myself swift task to do the thing she wants to do. So adds makes me use up resources and adds to her difficulty, because that makes sense. So minor action, shields up. Oh no, you screwed with her turn. She actually has to do a roll to get control, because she can see you. Shoot. All right. Boop, 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 boop. Difficulty is security of the station, which is 3. 4 because of the Swift.
Can we promote Cham for this?
Boop.
Oh yeah, I think we should.
Boop. I don't have that many.
Lieutenant Commander Cham?
Lieutenant Shamander.
1, 2, 3, 4. Just makes it. The station shields pop on. She glances over at Cham. And there's a look of recognition that she realizes something's wrong. Like, Cham knows the game's up now. That she's clued in very quickly that he did that specifically to buy time.
Okay. Cham is going to say, well, I see that you are busy with your secret work for the Admiral, so I won't disturb you anymore. And not wanting to cause an incident, he will begin to walk away.
And Chance gets kidnapped.
All right. So the shields of Halanak have popped on.
Question.
Answer.
Ooh, fun. This is complicated because this is a FIS station, and also it's like, if this was a Starfleet station, I'd assume it would be in my orders, but do I have override codes for the shields?
You're not normally part of the ship's or the station's command staff.
No, but in that situation, that Serana would have them. And another thing to thing to consider would be that can those be even changed without Parliament's assent, right? Because you got to remember that this is the head of a government here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have that information, Thralic, because they recognize legally that on your ship, Serana's aboard. So they there is a special code that you would put in to acknowledge that Serena is not on board or is otherwise incapacitated. Mm-hmm. In an emergency under Article 14, Section 31, you can open this. So it's one of those, if you open this, you're going to need to answer to a committee why you did it. But so it is acknowledged that Serena has the prefix codes.
Then I will ask Serana to remotely lower the shields after seeing if they've popped on.
I will spend my turn doing just that.
It eats your minor action. You still have your proper action. Is you able to just bring the shields back down? Much to her annoyance, it's like, oh damn, I I didn't think they could do that.
Alright. You still got a full action.
How much momentum do we have? One? Okay, I think I'll be boring and I'll do a rally.
That's perfectly fine.
Yep.
Yeah, presence, command.
Difficulty 0.
I would hope so.
Well, you can have it not be.
I what? If everyone hates you?
If you
Oh, no,
swift past.
Oh, okay. Presence,
Or there's
command.
other circumstances going on that
Exactly.
raise difficulty.
Like
Div
Rylop being
3
a
rally, I
traitor,
remember
you know.
that.
Or the GM spins
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
I'm sure Howie got into a Div 3 rally, but it was a Div 3 rally.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't think any of my focus is super apply. Okay, okay, can I spend my value on Solidarity Forever on the grounds that executing this plan is critical to maintaining the solidarity and not letting its, state security be compromised?
I'll take that, especially since it's Halanak Station. Like, that's a historic place for your people.
Alright, and now you can have 5 threat.
Thank you.
Okay, that is
6.
6 momentum. Okay, yeah, can I say that, I use QEC to come back and just, deliver an announcement, that the Da Vinci class, the Urbana class USS Da Vinci has returned to the station and has successfully defended our eastern border against cloaked vessels, and that the station is now safe and secure again, and use that to inspire the crew to break out in cheers at a successful mission, something like that. Essentially, my goal here is to moralize our side and demoralize the Orions.
For 2 momentum, I'll do that, yeah.
Alright.
There's a very triumphant high morale on your side, and this isn't great news. Turn will go to the other side unless a keep is initiated.
We have
Or Swift.
Action for free.
Sounds like a free keep to me.
Who's going?
It is free at the moment, so
Let's see. Who's gone?
I need help
thought-
getting onto the station. And I need someone to send me over.
Okay.
we
I
need
need-
to be in range for that even where you can't beam at the moment.
Sure.
Oh, then what I need is Thralic to do to order someone to move the ship, and then Swift
Yep.
Task and Thralic order me to beam.
That's
Order
what I'll
the
do.
Transporter Chief to beam.
We'll do that. And since Select, take us into transporter distance.
They would activate. It does eat into Da Vinci crew support,
Yeah.
but there's no roll. Don't worry about it. It's maneuver. You're in close range.
I mean, reasonably, do we want to dock?
I will note that it's 2 range increments that you would have to impulse over there.
I don't think we want to dock because of the potential security risks at the moment. Like,
Well-
a ship is more nimble if it doesn't dock, probably.
But
Right.
if we do dock, I think we're effectively no longer a valid weapons target.
Yeah,
Or am I-
because you're
No one
you're in
has
contact
control
range.
of weapons.
And
That's
they
the
can't
thing.
just turn the shields back on because.
Well, they can, but we'd be inside of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and no one has control of the onboard ship's weapons.
But
It just gives us an easier way to put our people on the station.
Yeah, well, I think we should dock just because it means that we don't all have to use the transporter. We can transport for emergency purposes or high priority purposes, but we can also just.
I will note that if you're moving from the ship to somewhere on foot, you won't arrive wherever you're going until next round.
Yeah, so I mean, Hive is already set up in the transport room, so
Yeah.
Hive was beaming, but
No, high for the beam makes sense, but I mean, if we wanted other resources from the ship to move anywhere,
Also, the docks are locked down.
Docks are locked down.
which
Okay.
just means there's no civilian traffic there. Haha.
I mean,
Uh,
the
there's
harmonizers are cooperating with our stuff as far as I know. Like, it appears to be the case so far.
Well, we've got you
Um,
surrounded on deck 6 and cut off, so all we have to
Well,
do now
yes.
is activate the explosive bolts and
Uh-huh.
free of its Federation
Wonderful.
minutes.
So is the order to try to dock, or is it to just move into transporter range?
Would there be a test to dock?
There would be, yep, because you'd have to, because you don't have you. It would be a control con difficulty 2 test, and you'd be down a power because you impulsed to very quickly fly yourself very quickly into the docking system.
we'd also have to use crew support, right? Because we haven't.
Well, you're using one.
We
anyway,
already used a
'cause-
crew
It's
support.
already getting used.
Yeah, you have to use one
Okay.
anyway for her to even maneuver you there.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, let's do that.
It is control plus con difficulty 2, engine con for the Da Vinci, and
Our ship's best roll.
comms con for the station, because even though it is a largely manual rushed docking, there is still ground control. They can still do like, oh crap, they're flying right at us. What? Oh, get people down there quick before they ram into
Yeah.
it. Tell the harmonizers
Cool.
that it's a friendly ship. Why? They're coming in as fast, and are they gonna crash? We'll let you know.
Nah, we're gonna drift in there.
Alright. Have Selak spend a momentum to proc cautious. Focus in helm operations.
Yep.
Cool. Yep. Can someone roll a station? And my direct with team dynamics focus. I'll reroll that. Alright.
Station's comms command.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
For 5, 2, gain 3.
Yep.
Yeah, the Da Vinci very rapidly at high speed blasts impulses at high speed up to the dock, and then the crew scrambles like crazy trying to get the docking tentacle in position, and that's a lot of tink.
Alright.
Yeah, don't get freaked out by the hissing sound in the tube as you're walking through. You're definitely not losing it.
Yeah, we're just
Yep.
pumping more atmosphere in, it's fine.
As long as you maintain positive pressure, who cares?
Exactly.
Look, any
Just don't lose power.
lightheadedness you may claim to feel is just your own, psychosis from being in an airlock.
Right. Why Da Vinci? Alright, I'm going to spend 1 momentum to Swift Task because I am directing, so I have a talent for that Swift Task thing. And I'm going to order the transport chief to beam Commander Hypo's away team to ops.
I can grab the Doden
All right.
Just for the sake of rolling them, it's still, the direct instruction, but yeah.
So I said da, damn it. Da.
That takes
In for-
our crew support down to 2.
Oh, he's in the transport room. They're on a pad. They're not going to a pad. That's it. SNES plus engineering.
Sensors have a breach still, so
It's just damage done. So you minor action. Nidonin spends a minor to readjust for it.
right, but it means that our thing doesn't trigger.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Advanced sensors.
Like that's already been adjusted by a minor before, unless you needed it at every scene, in which case he can. But I don't believe the lucky trait has any reason to come into play at the moment, unless I drastically.
It could be he doesn't know where to be, but the luck could be proximity to Jaishu, maybe.
I'd take that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Transporters and replicators focus. I don't see that applying for some reason.
Well, if you don't think so, I agree with you.
Yeah. Daring engineering. Okay. We'll do 3 and 3 for fun.
Cool.
Good lord, man.
Well, you've got a reroll from my assist.
I do. I've got 2 actually. Amazing.
Oh, I forgot about freaking thing. Whatchamacallit?
And then
Swift
sensors.
task. So that's not 3, it's 4. My bad. Doy.
No, it is. Yeah, you're right. We made it.
Yeah, you made it.
Is it because I'm directing?
I would carry it over, yeah.
Okay.
Because you're kind of because you're giving a direct while you're distracted.
Fair enough.
It makes sense as to why that would cover it. We'll just quash that complication with,
So that calls for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On a 4, so generate 3.
3, and then we spend 2 to quash.
Yep.
Oops, I need to copy a pasta then.
Spending
I had-
1 to quash because my assist was successful, so we generated an extra bonus.
I had grand plans for making extra momentum there, but that didn't play out, unfortunately.
So they're there.
I mean, yeah. We only net spent 1 momentum there, so
Yeah, no,
Uh-huh.
really. So, I mean, it still worked out well.
That was. Oh, yeah, because you did move, keep, swift, so you guys cannot act anymore unless you spend determination to act again.
Was there not a? Did we not let a turn pass between Serana and Thralic?
No, this is the new.
we kept her for.
Because it was Jaishu, Serana, Thralic.
I mean, unless you do determination, spend action.
Well,
Oh.
yeah, but it would have to be
Wow.
Thralic doing another direct,
I could-
basically.
I could determination spend direct Haifa to. Yeah,
How many directs do you have?
3.
46.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, you could.
To establish control over the.
Yeah, you know what? Sure, I'll do it.
To what value?
Determination spend. I mean, isn't this towards mission directive?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Very much.
So do that, and I'll direct the away team to secure off.
You have an action, Haifa, as you've been directed by your captain.
Didn't it?
And you just happen to be right next to Jaishu as James walk away. You just beam into that little gap.
All right, and I am correct in thinking that y'all did mention Jaishu as a suspect specifically during the briefing.
Yes.
We
Okay,
did.
just
As
want to
the
make sure I
primary
wasn't getting lines crossed and using information I didn't have.
Yeah.
All right.
Primary suspect pending further investigation, of course, because, but definitely primary suspect.
A witness statement there from Cham is not looking good for her.
Uh-huh.
All right. I will phaser at the ready, but not pointed at Jaishu. I will say, Commander Jaishu, until further notice, you are being placed under arrest on the authority of Captain Thralic.
Not of Captain Thralic, of whatever admiral's above Hand and Brennan.
You can just say, and the Starfleet Admiralty.
And the Admiralty.
Presence command or security difficulty 3 as your demanding her surrender, basically.
All right.
I will note the difficulty will go down to 2 if you use security, because the security details present, they can kind of add to the phaser count of what's being pointed at her.
That's fine. It's the same roll.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Well, I take that back. I very specifically didn't point the phaser because I was trying to do this in the most Starfleet.
Command, yeah.
Okay.
As well as not making the entire bridge go aggro there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, making an arrest would probably still be security.
Yeah.
Trait of calm under pressure.
I would say so. This is a pretty intense thing to be doing. Not often one arrests a high-ranking officer.
I mean, they're the exact same rank. Congratulations.
Yeah, but it's the difference between arresting an ensign and arresting a commander.
This is true.
Yeah.
Finn.
And yeah, we're commanders, but we are not equally placed commanders in the hierarchy of power.
Yeah.
Bro.
A value on always doing firsts. I've never arrested a Starfleet field grade officer.
Yeah, I don't think there's a time you've arrested a senior officer before. I'd take that, especially as an engineer. That wouldn't have come up normally in your career. Security officer can happen. A poor crewman might be on the detail of arresting some senior officer. Like, oh, goody. I order you to let me go. That's not how this works, sir.
Focus in Starfleet protocol?
Yep.
All right. I then have the difficulty covered, so I will go ahead and spend 3 momentum here on a little bit of a fishing expedition.
Three momentum gone.
And boy, was I wrong.
Well, you have a reroll from my assess.
Yeah, you threw that bait in the water hoping to catch a bass.
Oh my god. What's happening?
And it all goes to shit.
Oh,
No,
God.
I mean,
Amazing.
those 3 I just gained, right? So I'll use those 3 and 1 from Thralic to quash. So
I generate three momentum off of my roll there.
Oh, then I just use your 3 and 1 of mine.
Yeah.
And then I think Legion of Honor, on a success you get bonus momentum, don't you?
Or you can quash a comp.
Or yeah.
Okay,
So we net 1 momentum?
Well, hold on. So we gained 5 and we have 2 complications. I'm going to use Legion of Honor to quash 1, and then you gain an additional momentum, right?
Yeah, I gain a bonus because my assist was successful on your task.
All right, then we put that and 1 of your gain to a comp, so we come out 1
Come out at
momentum
6
ahead.
then.
But technically, that worked out. We only had to spend medals to get it to work.
Yeah. Technically.
That should not have worked.
Give me command plus. Your command was what? 3?
3.
I thought your science was 3.
They're all 3.
Give me 5 challenge dice to see if you're able to stress dice out enough to surrender. You're doing a social attack.
Yeah.
Different people react to social attacks differently. For example, Klingons, when told to surrender, will just take penalties and just try to kill you. Romulan, however, might surrender. Go, screw it. And if they're Tal Shiar, they might do something. That is 5. That is 5. We follow to combat. We're in a new scene as Jaishu. She looks like she's gonna do something. But she looks at Haifa, looks at the security detail, looks at Cham, whose attention's coming in, sees Tal Ora coming through the door, Pen looking over kind of confused. And you're a lot closer, Haifa, but you can tell that she's considering something. And before you have a chance to really like try to repeat the order, or you feel a need to get her, to physically get her away from the controls, she just stands away from the controls. And just kind of, there is a type 2 phaser on her hip. She just kind of she pulls the connection that's on the hip to let it drop to the floor, and she just kind of puts her hands up.
All right. I have Lieutenant Cham arrest her.
We still in combat timing, or did that end?
Oh yeah, I'll hit the comp badge back and say, Captain Thralic, the commander is secure.
All right. I'll be coming on board with Lieutenant Captain of the Stars then.
It seems pertinent for me to
Just
hold the bridge.
since we're out of combat time, double check that airlock.
Yeah. So Lieutenant Arias, myself, and Lieutenant Captain of the Stars head to operations.
Well, I'd assume that by the time you could make it on the station, we're headed to meet Kovic in the security bay, right?
But we're not
Right.
gonna
What I'm
be
doing.
supposed to detain the staff of the security
Yeah,
section.
That's
okay.
You made an immediate arrest of a suspect. I'm going on and doing the official relieving of command pending investigation for the admiral, because that demands a little bit of circumstance.
Rylov's probably coordinating sending security guys from the ship to the Starfleet level to
I don't need
go through and
Yeah, this is going to
restate
be
the
the
order.
most awkward conversation of most of our lives.
And
Yeah.
Kovic's going to let the prisoners in his cell blocks know that their boss has just been caught, and now would be a good time to start talking if they want some reduced sentences.
I mean, if you want to top the awkwardness, just ask Cham what he's doing this afternoon.
Oh yeah.
We'll go about the board a bit. What do you guys want to resolve first?
Might make sense to make sure that there is security on the way, to make sure that the Starfleet section is understanding the instructions being given and what's going on and is secured before the captain trots in there.
Yeah.
Or as the captain's trotting in there.
Agreed.
Presence command difficulty 2 for you there, Rylov, assisted by comms command.
Rollick doesn't strike me as a trotter, more of a strider.
Trotter?
Yeah. I think you're right.
I mean, what
Doesn't have
goats
enough black leather and brooding to be Strider.
do? I was gonna say, what do goats do? That's trotting. She likes climbing, so mountain goat.
Uh-huh.
Trotting. That's my
Oh, I
justification
forgot.
for this.
I totally forgot. We had this whole mission where climbing mountains was an important part of the mission, and you weren't there.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And we all brought
God
that up.
damn it! God damn it!
Yeah.
Climbing mountains in vacuum, even.
I believe one of our mission directives does apply to this.
Yes, it does.
Yep. And
I've had an athletics focus for who knows how many years now.
yeah, I know it was amazing.
I
And
probably
we
still would have
heavily
just been on the
focused
ship.
security.
He's competing in the Olympics.
Like, no joke. That's kind of what Thralic was doing before she went into Starfleet.
I didn't change the name from the Doden. Whoops.
Doden did a real good
Wow.
job of making transporter room safe, but you know.
Yeah. Sorry, that is 4 hits at the moment.
Okay.
4 hits.
Ain't
Alright,
two
so
then.
we have 2 floats.
What would you like to do with those 2 float as you coordinate the relevant parties with what's going on?
Good question. I mean that there is a there's I'm trying to. I've got the idea in my head. I'm trying to translate the thing from ideas to words that are understandable and English.
I mean, if you want to start speaking another language, we can try.
Yeah, no, that it's a very controlled and orderly transfer between the Starfleet persons. It's not something that's going to like make any scene or make any uproar. It's not. Does that make sense?
I get you.
Like it's a very like this is what's going on. Like
Everything
We're just
people
going
need to
along.
know, they now know, sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's just like the incident's kind of passing along more quietly than it otherwise could, considering this isn't a principally sized station.
Very good. I'll cycle up to Kovic to see what he's up to. You're informed by the Da Vinci that they've secured ops, and and through Ryloff, you're being informed about how Starfleet's transferring people around and putting the station back under normal control.
Yeah, give general orders to wind down the extra security and whatnot.
As expected, most personnel are compliant or confused.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
yeah,
a lot of
I'll-
Starfleet people are like, I don't, sure, I'll, whatever you say, sir. This a drill or something? No, it's real. Oh, okay. Huh. I guess someone will tell me later, or maybe they won't.
But yeah, I'll go into the cells where all of my, associated prisoners are, the Cardassian and the Klingon and the Orion, and light up a dope stick and said, "So, looks like we caught your boss, lady. Now would be a really good time to let me know if you have anything to say before formal charges go through."
Give me a present security difficulty too. As your
Present security difficulty 2. That's a pretty decent roll. So, interview techniques for a focus.
definitely.
Okay. So yeah, take a momentum for the 3rd die and let's see what happens. Whoa.
Okay.
Gain 4.
Okay, Kovic. God.
Now you can
I
get
got
a
all
baller.
Winchester's good rolls.
Give me 7 challenge dice. I have an idea here. Jesus. All right, so you're gonna. I was gonna give you what I'm doing. I'm giving you 2 free questions you can ask that you're able to pull from these guys. And if they don't know the information, I'll give you the question back. It's like I'll still spend it because they'll say I don't know, and that's information that none of them know, and they're not lying to you. But you also get a bonus 4 more because you.
Oh my
really,
god.
Yeah, I was checking for effects. You have 6 questions that they will answer honestly.
That for questions as well.
Okay. What were they after?
Jeez.
They were after 2 things. They were after. There was an artifact they were supposed to get from here that someone had, and it got into the hands of Serpentia, and they never really got it. They were trying to find ways to get it from her. The second thing was just station control, just an infiltrator in station control, having an inside person and doing anything they needed to keep that person there without being noticed.
Okay. What organization were they working for?
The Orion Syndicate. To be
Particular
more
one?
exact, that's not a very precise answer. The Orion Syndicate, through the new leader of Benezia's clan, which the GM does not know the name of that person, but someone did
Fair.
replace that vacuum, like her lieutenant, her deputy. But he kind of picked up where she left off. But ultimately, the Orion Syndicate, because that's where even she derives some of her power from. Which is the Syndicate didn't want to help her anymore. It's like, yeah, that sounds like a you problem, lady.
Who was their, I don't know, field contact? Who was their handler in the field? Who on the station were they reporting to or going through?
Jaishu was the lead.
Mm.
That's why they're giving up. They're like, yeah, without our handler, we're screwed. We have no way off the station without. And they admit that they'll likely be erased if they lose her. They're dead, really. So,
Well,
But
that's
Good for them
That's
to
in-
say, because that's evidence against her.
exactly. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That means still got 3 more.
Potentially even more.
Yeah. Who were their other contacts on the station?
they actually don't know. They don't even
Okay.
know about each other in particular. They only know about each other because they're in the same. You've pointed out that they're all part of the same organization. Like, oh, that's one of us. Okay.
Right. Okay, so still have 3 left. How did they get on board? I mean, that's more directed at the Cardassian and the Orion. Because they both, like, the Cardassian appeared in the bar, and then the Orion had been in a ship that was on there. I guess more trying to suss out if they had another ship poking around, I guess.
They were aboard. Actually, I pulled him off. He is still. They're with the Gralkin ship.
Okay.
They like some of them were they were all like passengers, and that's how they came in under a legitimate, as far as your station was aware, a legitimate free passage ship.
Okay. Any other questions I should ask, guys?
I mean, we have 4 float.
Yeah, I've still got.
I've
Still got 2 questions from my roll before we even get into the float.
Yeah.
Uh,
Probably wouldn't know anything about the location of the other Jaishu, but could ask.
That's true. Yeah. Where's the other Jaishu?
Most of them don't know, but one of them mentions that they heard a rumor that someone else had her and lost her. That's kind of why they were speeding things up, because they think she's loose. But they don't know. They're not. That's just a rumor. They admit that. Like, it's a rumor that may be the case, but last I heard someone else had them. There's been a lot of fuss going on near Narendra Station because it was somewhere near there.
Fair enough.
Ask them if they know where the organization's nearest permanent outpost is.
Sure. Yeah. Where's the Ezreal's syndicate operating out of in this region?
The nearest they are aware of is Starbase 123 is the biggest station that they can get out of. And the nearest after that is the Zalda system. They have no real connections on. There was some connections on Narinja once upon a time, but their opinion is they wouldn't trust it. So that, in truth, it's Starbase 123 or Zalda. They're not sure which until they go there. If they don't see their contact on 123, then they'll go to Zalda. If they're on Zalda, then they're not there, and they'll have to keep looking.
Is that enough information for Starfleet to do something about it, or do we need to get more?
That'd be enough to launch an investigation. That's enough to make intelligence look at it. That's enough for an intelligence review.
Hello.
Okay, that's my 6 questions that I rolled. We got 4 float.
Float.
Yeah.
Any other burning info we need?
Would these people have been the ones who were setting up like possible connections with the Starfleet and FIS people on board? Like maybe figuring out identities of those support crews who may have been compromised?
Well, I've already asked them about who else was in on board, and they didn't know.
The only person who would know that's the handler. They barely knew about each other.
And random bit of curiosity, why I look at the Klingon and go, why all the Temerians? What?
For momentum, he'll answer that.
Yeah, I'll spin with a float.
I've worked with them for years. They're a good mercenary group. I mean, they're not Klingons, but they'll stand their ground and fight until the end. Well, as much as a non-Klingon can, anyway.
Let's say they exactly didn't do that thing.
Yeah,
that's the thing they didn't do.
Shaka when the walls fell, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably didn't take them against Starfleet before, and they were like, no.
Plus, that one person's over there casually breaking people's arms while we're shooting at her. Like, dude, what do you want us to do? Like, I mean, fight to the end. Oh wait, you're not Klingons. You're not Klingon, but yeah, you did an okay job.
Was kind of horrific.
And these primitive screwheads have shotguns.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 3 float left. Is there an advantage I can make with these guys? Yeah, I'd like to make the advantage that these guys' cases are pretty much sewn up because of all these confessions they've been giving.
Yeah, I'll take 2, so it just there's no follow-up roll you'll have to do to cycle them through. They're basically done. Either FAS will have them or the Federation will have them. They're gone. They're down either way.
Right.
This becomes a problem for the judicial circuit to worry about now after the.
And how are they planning to exfiltrate?
That'll cost 1, yeah. That is. There was 2 ways. Either it was going to be Graukin's ship. They're going to get off on his ship somehow. They do believe, they don't know exactly how, but they believe that their handler had something on Upantar that she was going to do, or one of the moons, something like that. Something that it was within beaming range, so they presume the planet. Whether that's a special ship or special transporter, they're not entirely sure. They knew that, but their primary one was supposed to be Graukin's ship, and then there was a backup for the handler. If only because handlers always have a backup. Like, it doesn't, even if she never told them, it's like, no, she has her own escape plan, even if she leaves us behind.
No, fair enough. All right, I will go and start typing up that report for the FIS and Starfleet.
Cycling over to Serena and Thralic, getting up to the operations. By this point, she's not there. She's been away.
You've known Penge for longer. I would like you to take lead on this.
That's my duty. So, yeah, I will move up to the rear admiral.
You notice him. Actually, I should leave him there. He's in his seat. And he's kind of slumped over, and he's very dazed and not responsive. He's not unconscious, but he's not really responding to you. There are a couple crew who, like some of the people who have started cycling in for ops, they don't know what's wrong. They were waiting for you to get here to figure out what you wanted to do.
Yeah, combat medical to ops.
Presence medicine, difficulty 2. Assisted by comms medicine at the station.
Presence medicine. I'll spend 1 because I only have 1 in medicine. And comms medicine, station. Thanks, station. I'll squash.
Yep.
He made it though.
A medical team gets up there quickly, and they start scanning him and looking him over. And then one of the personnel comes over and says, "We'll need to take him into medbay. He seems to have suffered some severe neurological shock. He seems heavily drugged, but we're presuming it's some sort of olfactory exposure. We scanned the area. There's nothing present. He was exposed to a very high dose for a very long time."
Let's see. All right.
Do your best for him. Well, in the meantime, as long as he's indisposed, I remain in command of the station. I guess that's one way for us to avoid having this conversation.
As they start guiding him away, because he is ambulatory, he's just kind of dazed. You can hear him. You briefly hear him mutter as they bring him into the turbo lift. Why Jaishu? Why her? Why again?
Mm-hmm. All right. Then I will enter in. I'll go to the computer and I will freeze access codes for the Admiralty staff.
Control command difficulty of 2.
Yep. Internal security focus.
Yep.
By done.
Two momentum generators are able to lock out the Admiralty staff.
Then I'll turn to Lieutenant Captain and say, well, belying the lack of normal ceremony and circumstance, station appears to be yours, Lieutenant Captain.
So it does. So it does.
Don't scratch it.
Everyone, stand down, security alert. Everyone, return to normal duties.
Right.
Yes, station
With
commander.
your-
Comes back the refrain.
And then I will stand to attention and say, Lieutenant Captain, if I may, I would like to mount an investigation into the state in which we found the Rear Admiral.
You may do so at once.
Thank you. We'll head off, taking that as dismissal.
Oh no, you still outrank me. You can leave.
I do.
You
I
can leave my
do.
present
However,
without needing to be dismissed.
No.
I do outrank you. However, you are in the command position now because of the way that Da Vinci is deployed here.
And I would like
So-
to
I outrank my superior officer.
go over to one of the windows and just kind of look out and mournfully reflect on what's happened and got us here.
Receiving transmission from Narendra Station, Station Commander.
On screen. Sorry.
And in the hollow pit appears a human individual, a captain. I forget his name at the moment. This is Narendra Station to Halanak Station. We've been informed that you have regained control, Station Commander. Or Lieutenant Captain of Stars. You see him glance at something like they're reading something.
Yes, this is Lieutenant Captain of the Stars, Sayrana speaking. I am in command here.
We formally, until pending investigation, we formally acknowledge that that Starfleet personnel are under your command. We will have, at your permission, we would like to institute that our one of the Da Vinci's crew, with your approval, is the XO to you in the event that something should happen to you. But we want your input on what that is, and we are going to send similar orders to our captain to cooperate in that regard. We apologize profusely for this rather unfortunate circumstance.
No, the FIS does not blame you and understands the long-standing issue of Orion piracy. You will find no judgment here.
Behind closed doors, apparently.
Well, I mean, a little bit of judgment.
Called being nice.
Just
Do what now?
We also we will keep you up to date on the ongoing investigation, as this is part of a larger operation. But for the time being, we will be looping you in with our security and data reports that would normally be reserved to the Admiralty office, as your station currently doesn't have one. So we would request that you keep any information that is shared with you with utmost confidence within the bounds of your duties and existing expectations. Since some of the information we may be sharing with you, we very much do not wish to go outside of your outside of your station or your command structure, if possible.
I understand, and I swore an oath when I accepted the position in the Federation's command structure here. I will follow. I will follow my duty to the Federation as if it were my own native land.
Your cooperation is appreciated, Lieutenant Captain of Stars. Ranger Station out. Cut away, as there's that bit of touchback from Narendra and the pondering of what has come. What is Commander Hive up to?
Leading Commander Jaishu to meet with her new best friend, Harmonizer Kovic.
Oh no. I mean, yay. final scene here. Cut to security. Whoop. Too big. Smaller. Smaller, I think. Oh.
I'll let Cham and the security team go. I've got it from here.
Unfortunately, Josh, you can't overwhelm. Kovic, do you go to meet with Haifa and her charge anywhere along the perp walk, as it were? Just right in the lobby.
Haifa will take her hand off of Jaishu's shoulder, and having guided her, and take out a dope stick and light up and say, after a long drag, "This one was kind of difficult, but I think you can take it from here."
Kovic nods with the cigarette in the corner of his mouth, kind of squinting against some of the smoke crawling up the side of his face. And says, "Yeah, right this way, Commander. I got some of your friends just dying to meet you."
Commander Hive, hold on a second. I'll give you a moment. Commander Hive changes form and says, Harmonizer, do you mind if Starfleet looks in on this interrogation?
Well, she's your prisoner, Starfleet. I'm just the hired help.
You do have a way with prisoners.
Well, there is that. Come along, Commander. I've got a nice, cozy cell just for you.
Kovic, was it?
What was that?
Kovic, was it?
Yep.
Have a nice family in Iosha, do you?
Funny thing. No family. One of the reasons I came out here. Sad story, really, but, well, you'll have time.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
I look at the commander, very disapproving look, and I say, "If you need, Commander, I could have some family made up real quick, just in case you wanted to intimidate me. I'll even let you choose what species."
I'm not sure I need to talk with a hologram about such things.
I mean, there's some cousins I really don't like, if you're offering.
I was making conversation.
Oh, well,
no need
sorry.
to get snippy because I'm making fun of your equipment.
Why, Commander? Our equipment works perfectly well. As
Now, I look at Commander Jaisu. Are you referring to me as equipment?
Very self-aware artificial intelligence, isn't it? She says to Kovic, just ignoring Haifa.
lady, remember where you are. Around here, doesn't pay to ignore photonic intelligences. We got planets full of them.
Well, those are in theory. The light show aliens are perfectly fine. This is just a computer-generated facsimile of life.
Hey, I can tell you, there's a lot less funny stuff that went on in making me than making you.
He's not wrong. Also, he's a lot less competent. He's a lot less squishy, unless they want to be squishy. There are a lot of advantages to it when you think about it.
And I can be just the kind of squishy that the right person needs. Takes a long drag.
Kovic grinds his dope stick out on the floor and takes Jaishu by the elbow. Well, now that the pleasantries are over, let's get to the Rubber hoses and phone books.
Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop. Kova, give me fitness medicine. Opposed as you get a nice big smell of something
Yeah, of
very
course.
nice smelling. Reasons why I didn't try to do this with Haifa, because Haifa's a bloody hologram. I can't do anything.
I see
with
why
those.
I see the anger where it comes from.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
that was
Yeah.
very frustrating. It's like, aha, I can't do that to you. That doesn't work.
Okay. Fitness medicine opposed, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Or, yeah. Okay, so I still have determination. I'll spend that towards the dictate of station security because her getting out is contraindicated to station security. Hard-boiled detective. This ain't the first time I've had try batter eyes at me.
Mm-hmm.
Cynic. Yeah, you like me, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 free hits. I will give you 4 momentum and 1 threat for 4 dice. I don't think I actually have a focus that fits here, but I will use the Silver Star of Harmony to. Oh no, I don't have a focus to use here. Damn it.
Aha.
Waha. Okay, well that won't work. What else can I throw at this?
Can I throw an assist in here with methodical planning,
You
Jam?
can, yeah.
Woohoo!
Okay.
I love this talent.
Jesus Christ. That's
Well, you.
good.
I'm giving you a reroll.
No man holds me down. 3
Okay.
reroll.
Okay, I will
I'm
use.
spending my pike metal to crit.
I'll use the League of Harmony to ignore that comp. You said I have a reroll?
Yeah, I give you a reroll by assisting you.
Okay. Well, then I'll hold off on the metal until I get the reroll, see if I can't get rid of the crit that way. Yeah, that'll work.
And
So
I
1,
crit
2,
on my assist, so.
3, 4, and I got 2 free hits, 5, 6.
She, for a brief minute, she comes up, she seems, everything about her seems very attractive and enticing, but you're able to kind of shake that off. And it was almost overwhelming how quickly, usually when you have that sort of influence, it's a very subtle, slow build. This was nothing, everything. And then you just had to, whoa. And you kind of had to really quickly shake it off and consciously focus your way through it.
Kovic's face goes kind of still and dead with a deep well of bitterness and hurt in his eyes. Story of my life, sister. Haifa, we're going to need some pheromone inhibitors, I think.
With that, the mastermind of the Not Jaishu has been captured. Halanak Station has been secured, and the operation to take the station has been thwarted. However, this has caused some doubt of Starfleet's ability to truly be friends and defenders of the free information sphere. What they will discover further along, where future investigations will go, and what new mission they'll be coming into, we'll have to see about next time. For all of you watching, thank you very much for watching. For those of you playing, thank you very much for playing. I hope you all have a good one. Bye. And see you next time, obviously. I wanted to shoot the station at you. But no, you got the capture. Fine. course, he sent the
Look, I
hologram.
like executing a plan.